started.
And then I'll just hang.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
okay. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see the familiar faces here too, again. I'm Lynn Bridge for those of you that I'm not familiar with, and I work for Triangle MLS as the Director of Professional Development, and I also do the Paragon training. Today, we are so happy to have Terry Tanner with Paragon to come and show you all the really cool things that you may not be aware of that you can do with Paragon and Paragon Connect. So that's going to be exciting. A couple of housekeeping things. If you have a device with you and you want to follow along, that's okay. Just know that there's me and me and me
Yeah.
to help try to get you back on the right page. So I ask for grace now if I can't get to you that quickly. Having said that, wireless is public wireless, if you're interested in logging in, public wireless. And the password is realtors, all lowercase. It's plural, realtors, all lowercase. Terry is going to invite you after he shows you everything. He's going to invite you to kind of play along. So if you have your phone and you don't have a laptop, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Because Paragon Connect is what we're going to focus on today, and you can do everything on your phone. So also want to just mention that when you go to log into Paragon or anything else related to the MLS, please make sure that you're going to the dashboard. And that might be a new thing for some of you, but the dashboard is where you want to use as your landing spot and jumping off point for all the different things related to MLS, like getting into any one of the systems, checking out classes, getting to your portal, those kinds of things. That address, if you need it, is my.trianglemls.com. my.trianglemls.com. And so if you need to, go ahead and bookmark that, get rid of anything else you might have had bookmarked, and use that instead. And with that, I give you Terry Tanner.
Thank you, Lynn. Awesome. Very good. Folks, I'm so happy to be here. Like Lynn said, I'm going to try to stay. I think Matt's asking me to stay within a boundary here. I usually like to walk out there, but my name's Terry Tanner. I'm with Paragon, the ICE Corporation, and I'm really excited to be here. You guys have been a great customer of ours for a very long time. Most of you, if not all of you, have been using Paragon for quite some time. So today, like Lynn said, I'm going to spend some time on Paragon Connect. How many of you guys are familiar with Paragon Connect? Okay, so you got a lot to learn. That's very good. That's the reason I'm here. Because what Triangle has done is they've given you guys an opportunity of choice. They've given you an opportunity to pick and choose an MLS platform, and that makes a lot of sense for a lot of great reasons, right? So today we're going to focus on Paragon Connect, which is really new for you all, right? Now, one of the great things about Paragon Connect is it comes with Paragon. So you pick Paragon, you get Paragon Connect. Another great feature that you guys will experience is everything you've done in Paragon is also already in Paragon Connect. So all your safe searches, all your collaboration centers, all your contacts, so you don't have to do anything except for get in there and have fun, right? And so that's what this is all going to be about. Like Lynn said earlier, since it's such a large group, I am going to go through the presentation. You are happy to try to follow along with me during the presentation. We'll keep the questions to the second half of the presentation, because after lunch, we'll come back in and we'll slow things down a little bit. And if you have your mobile device or computer or anything like that, we'll take what I just shared with you and we'll kind of try to do a little bit of a hands-on opportunity, okay? You guys are a big group, and like Lynn said, it's me and me and me to help you guys out. So be patient with us if there's a lot of different questions. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to start off in Paragon and do just a basic search, just to level set, and then we're going to jump right into Paragon Connect. Fair? Fun? Okay. All right, let's rock and roll. Here we go. So in Paragon, this is the typical Paragon experience you guys have seen. Okay. And it's really built and designed. It's a workhorse, right? There's anything and everything you want to do in Paragon. I haven't seen anybody be able to say, oh, I want to do something you can't do, right? So there's a lot of things here. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here because you guys have used this and you'll still have access to it. Paragon is not going away, right? You're just getting enhancements too with Paragon Connect. But what I wanted to share with you, just to kind of level set, is if you're not familiar, or if you are familiar, I'm just going to do a basic search. Okay. And this is a real basic search. I've got a little bit of information here. I'm going to put in Carrie. These glasses are new for me, so sorry. It's because it coming. Oh yeah. Why is it going through? Help me out there. Oh, there we go. Okay, thanks. All right, so I'm going to put in just a little bit of criteria here for you guys just to run a search. And the reason I want to run this search is because when you jump over to Paragon Connect, it's going to have the same type of information. So I just put in a bare minimum amount of information, okay, just in Paragon. If you're not familiar with this, I'm going to point out a couple of things, but we're jumping into Paragon Connect. Point out a couple of things. This is your listing, just your basic criteria of search, right? You guys have seen this a million times. It's pretty standard. Across the top here, you have your last searches, okay? And that's going to be important because whether you do it in Paragon or Paragon Connect, those searches are going to be there, all right? So that's really an important, cool feature. Over to the right-hand side, you guys love this. This is the ability to see all your criteria that you've put together, okay? The reason I'm bringing that up is I want to share that with you in Paragon Connect. If I were to hit search in this particular scenario, oh, you zoomed me too far out. I can't get my search. Here we go. If I hit my search, it will just bring back the spreadsheet view, right? This is typical stuff. Everybody with me so far? Haven't lost anybody? Uh-oh. Oh, yes, you do. And it is.
Password is realtors, all lowercase.
Hello. Yep. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay. So that's a pretty basic search. I think you guys are all up to speed with me, right? So that's pretty basic stuff. What's new, and you may have seen this as you've been going through Paragon. I think this got turned on not too long ago. You'll see this new icon in Paragon called Connect. Okay. And that's where we're going to spend our time. So Paragon Connect, and I'm going to just jump over to it and show it to you. Boom, there we are. Okay. Paragon Connect is the mobile experience of Paragon. Okay. But it's really important. Anything you do in Paragon, if you're out there and you're loving the dashboard and you want to work with that, 100% keep going. The great thing is anything that I'm doing there, it's all going to be on my mobile device. And after lunch, we'll be able to sit there and do everything that I'm doing right here on our mobile phone. Okay. It's built through what they call responsive design. Not to get techie with you all, but basically if you're a Droid user, an iPhone user, a tablet user, a Fire user, an LG monitor user, Oculus binoculars user, whatever you're using, it will respond to that device. Okay. And so that's a really important feature. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to spend most of the time just for it to be seen. I'm going to be on my computer here, but we could have done everything on the computer. And I'll talk about all this detail here shortly. But I want to follow the role that what we're doing. And if I wanted to do a property search in Paragon Connect, then this is all I would do. I would just pick my topic or my class, put in my price, just like we did in Paragon. I think we did 600,000, wasn't it? And I want to find the city. Okay, now this is going to be a new feature. And we'll go over all this. Because it's all built around the mobile, if I'm looking for city, I may not want to scroll down if I'm on my phone or my computer. If you tap the binoculars, look how cool this is. I can just type city and room. I'm right there with that field. So I don't have to go searching around for different things. I can quickly and easily access a particular city if I wanted to do so, right? If I wanted to put in Cary, I think I put in Cary last time. There it is. If I'm done, I can just hit search just like I did in Paragon, and off I go with those same number of records, okay? Now here's the difference. In Paragon Connect, when you hit search, you bring back a nice, beautiful thumbnail. Okay, if you're on your computer, it brings back the thumbnail, same result sets, everything, right? This looks awesome. right? Everybody loves this because it's giving you the pictures, it's giving you all this information. Everybody with me so far? So all I've done was the exact same search that I did in Paragon. I did it in Paragon Connect, okay? And the reason we're bringing this up is, again, you can stay with Paragon and you get this with you. If you try to access Paragon today on your mobile phone, it will flip up a purple screen and try to force you into Paragon Connect. Okay, they've turned it on so that now if you're in Paragon, you go to your mobile device, it's going to try to force you over to Paragon Connect. And that's why we're here to kind of train you guys. A couple of other really cool features. If I'm looking at this thumbnail view and say I just wanted to see the photos of this property, I would click this little icon here on the bottom right and just tap on that, and it's going to open up all of the photos very easily for that property. If you want to expand the photos, you can hit the expand button. And if it's a high-res photo, then I can tap and I can walk around, right? So that's pretty cool. Close out of that, back here. If I wanted to change my view, right? Very simple to change the view. If you're a spreadsheet type person, I'm going to hit the paper and it opens up. I can do map, or I can simply go to a spreadsheet view. Okay, pretty easy. Lots of different things you can do there. And we'll get into the customizations and all that stuff here in just a second. If you wanted to go into a particular property, then you can just simply tap on that property and it'll open up the report. And there is your report. If it's available, you'll have your map view. You will have a street view, all available to you, okay? Scrolling down, this will give you access to all the detail of that property, whether it's agent office information. If you're on your phone or a Mac computer, if you will, you can text directly from here. If you're on your phone, you can access that agent information very quickly. If you wanted to access documents, it's just one tap and you can go to the documents. You can print those off as you'll print the PDFs, select them all, print, etc. So very easy to be able to access this. And it's really important for you to realize if I'm on my phone only, I have the same exact functionality. Okay, I can print. As I'm doing this, I want to point out to you where the icons are across the top and across the bottom. This little icon throughout the application means share. Okay, so anytime I tap that, it's going to ask me, what do you want to share this particular property? Okay, if you're on your phone, where do you think we put that share button? Nope, right in the same spot. Good guess though. No, we put it in the exact same spot. Why did we do that? Because you guys are not software engineers. Well, maybe some of you are. I'm looking at Matt right here. So what we wanted to make this for, what we wanted to do to make this work for is consistency. And we wanted to make it consistent. So if you're on your computer and you walk out into the field and you pick up your tablet and you set down your tablet and then you pick up your phone, and I'm going to stay close to this camera, you would then have the same experience. One of the classes I taught the other day, this is a quick little story. He was out in the field all the time and his wife was in the office all the time, and they were always having these situations where he's out there and he can't find something and she's in the office trying to figure out what he's looking at, and they're on Paragon Connect. I said, well, just tell them exactly what you're seeing. They're like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. This is amazing. Bottom right-hand corner, hit share. So I wanted to point that out because it's a game changer. All right, and it's the same. If you continue on throughout this report, you see you've got access to property history. Public record data is all built right into this single view report. Mortgage Center, like a mortgage calculator, is built in as well. And then, of course, you've got a valuations if you wanted to expose them, makes your life that much easier. And then, of course, you can go into all the demographics reports right there at your fingertips. Okay, so being able to access this information in this type of format, what we've seen through R&D and our research with agents is it makes you guys' life easier, right? You're not hunting and pecking and looking for them for things, especially as you have been driven to use your mobile devices more and more and more and more, right? So the days of scrolling, that's cool, but we've wanted to make it a little bit easier for you to be able to access that information, especially when you're out and about. Okay, so that's a little bit on that report there. Across the top, these icons give you the ability to add this property to a listing cart if you choose to. You can recommend this property. So if I wanted to recommend this property, I'm going to hit recommend, and I can recommend this property off to Rosie and hit send. Everybody understand what that means? Yeah, okay, good. Some of the other classes really didn't understand that. So you can recommend that property off. The next icon over is where you would access all your third-party integrations, your data reports from CRS, your market trends reports, access showing time, all right there. All right, so that icon would share that information with you. The next icon over is driving directions. So you can click on your driving directions. Okay. And then of course, print. Anytime you see this icon here, the little icon with the 3 dots, anybody know what that means? More. Wow. You guys are awesome. Yes, more. So if there's anything there and you see throughout the application, anytime you see those 3 dots, it's just an invitation to click on that because there's more. So you have that capability. All right. So that was just a quick search to be able to get to the same result set that I did in Paragon a whole lot easier, right? Especially if I'm on my mobile device. So I wanted to share that with you guys there. All right. So there's a couple of other things that we want to do. If we wanted to, let's go back to that property search. I want to go over some of the criteria here on this. There's a little bit change from Paragon, but not a lot. If you've gone into Paragon and updated your search criteria, it's the exact same. So we just carry that right over. So no additional manipulation, no additional changes. It's already there for you. Okay, so that's one thing. If you're familiar with Paragon, I'll jump back over real quick and go back to the criteria. If you're familiar with these little icons here, or these little extra, what we call advanced level filters, we've also enabled them in Paragon Connect and also on your mobile experience. Done one thing a little bit different, and that is, if you guys can see that, under each field that has the ability to have that advanced operator, we call it out and tell you what that advanced operator is going to do. So for example, in this particular scenario, address streak says contains. If I tap this icon, I now get to choose how I want to use that data. Okay, that makes sense, everybody? Okay, so again, hopefully you guys are following me through. Everything that you can do Paragon has been moved over and also in Paragon Connect in the same form of fashion. Yes. I will. So I will actually do that as we go forward, and then after lunch, we'll go step by step. Yep. Okay, so the next thing is I want to point out to you guys is the ability, and I showed you guys this a little bit earlier, everywhere you see the binoculars in Paragon Connect, if you tap that, it's asking you looking for that field. So if I wanted to find a remarks field, I can just type in remarks. I don't have to do that. It just makes it that much easier, right? Again, giving you guys ease of use. The next icon over is kind of like, remember in Paragon where it shows you that criteria summary of all the information you had put in? Let me show you again, just make sure we're all this little kind of a bucket here. In Paragon Connect, we give you the exact same functionality. Just tap that icon and it shows you the criteria you've put in. Okay, this is really, really important, especially if you're out on your mobile phone, right? You're trying to do some searches and be able to. Matter of fact, I've kind of started being able to search on my phone, and I'm faster on there than I am actually on the computer, which is pretty cool. All right, so another really cool feature is we've also taken all of the pieces of criteria, and every time I add a piece of criteria, it puts an independent little X on that. Why is that important? Because if I were to add, say, another city, if I added another city here, and I've got 242 results, and maybe just in my role play here, that's too many. Well, I don't want to X out the whole darn thing and start over. I just want to go back and say, you know what? I just added that. I want to take that off, and there I go. Simple. Very, very simple. Okay? You guys are going to hug my neck if you start doing this on the phone. All right. The next thing I want to point out to you guys, if I tap off of that, it brings me back to my full filter criteria. Next folder over, if you tap on the next folder over, this is going to give you all of your saved searches. All of your safe searches, and this is really important. If you've done them in Paragon, they're going to be in Paragon Connect. Okay. You don't have to do anything. They're already there. Does that make sense? Pretty cool, right? So if you open up your phone and you need to find a safe search, boom, one tap, and I'll show you on the home screen, you've got that information. You can, if you see this magnifying glass throughout the application, this means search. Just tap on that and I can search for, maybe I'm searching for my search that said 300. There it is. Okay. Okay. And you can also put on filters and all that kind of neat stuff if you wanted to do so. The next icon over is my last searches. I got tucked on there for a second. My last searches. And these last searches are important because, again, if I've done it in Paragon, where is it? Paragon Connect. If I do it in Paragon Connect, where is it? Paragon. All right, you guys are getting an A. All right. You haven't even finished the class and you're already getting an A. So yeah, so that's how that would go. And these are two dynamic buttons. Tapping in the middle brings back the criteria. That's simple. And I can search. Or I could have just said search. Okay. So the story is I've run the search and I'm in the desktop version of Paragon. I'm running a search. I didn't save it, but I've got to get to lunch. I run to lunch. I open up my phone and one tap later, I'm back to business. Okay. So pretty cool, right? All right. So I want to point that out to you. Again, if I click the three icons, that is the more. So under more, under Paragon, one of the things that really stands out in Paragon is the ability to customize. I don't know how many of you guys have taken advantage of that, but it's probably one of the most highly customizable at the agent level systems out there, right? Because you can take and change whatever the MLS says, hey, we feel like this is the way you guys search. And there's someone in the audience says, I don't like to search that way. I like to have this field here and this field here and all these different scenarios. Sky's the limit. You can do that. Well, up until now, that's reserved for desktop experience. Not anymore. So you can be out in the field, and if you wanted to customize your fields, it's a simple tap. All the fields are available to you. You can drag them and drop them in any direction. And if you needed to add a field, this came up in a class the other day, and she was searching for, she couldn't find HOA and needed to add it to her search screen. I can simply just type in HOA and add it. Okay. You guys follow me pretty good? Okay. Very good. Click on this button. I'm gonna be a little bit repetitive, not because you guys are kindergarten, but I'm just trying to get this thing going. So the three icons means what? More. All right. And so what I want to do is telling me I want to do something more. If I click customize fields, so I'm on my search fields here. If I hit customize fields, this tells me all the fields that I have in play. Everybody with me? If I wanted to add, what do you guys think I would do? God, oh, you guys are good. All right, I'm going to hit the plus, and now this gives me access to all the fields that Triangle MLS has given me access to in my database, and there are a ton, right? So there's no way, as great as they are, there is no way that they can give you all the fields that you may want to search by. So if you've ever run into that scenario where you're frustrated and you can't find a field, odds are it's there. You just have to bring it over. So all we did is now that I wanted to add that field, I'm going to search for what that field is. I just typed in HOA, and you can see there's tons of HOA fields right there available. Okay. I add that, it's added. I go back to Paragon, it's added, right? So hopefully you guys are starting to feel how easy it is and you're not stuck. You're not having to choose, oh gosh, now what do I do? It's all there for you. Okay. Real quick.
When you say add it, do you have to check each individual box? Or just...
Yes. So if you want to add that field only, you're going to add that field only. Okay. Now, when I clicked on that, something really unique happened. Okay. What changed? It's asking me primary criteria or secondary criteria. Okay. Remember that for just a second. I'm going to close off of this because the next thing I want to point out to you all is the ability to modify containers. How many of you guys have modified your containers in Paragon? How many of you know you could do that? A couple of you. Okay. Another awesome feature. This gives me the ability, and let me show you here. This gives me the ability to have different containers. See, I've got mine set up as primary or secondary. Okay, so I've got primary containers and secondary containers. If I'm that kind of person or kind of guy who really likes to search on these 10 fields, these 5 fields, this is my go-to all the time, right? I can take and put those fields in a container. Again, making your life that much easier. You can do that. You could have done that for a long time, but now it makes it even easier in Paragon Connect. And again, it's going to be awesome when you're on your mobile device. For example, if we wanted to kind of the same thing, if I wanted to go in and modify my containers and if I wanted to add a container, what would I do? Plus. I'm going to hit that plus and I'm going to type in, my favorite fields. Okay, I'm going to add that. Once I added something, the system gives you one more to do, just in case, just to make sure you've done what you wanted to do or you're doing exactly what you want to do, and that is simply hit apply. And now I have the extra containers. See, there's my fave. If I wanted to, and just like I showed you earlier, I want you guys to remember that. So if I go to customize fields and I wanted to search for a field, and I really wanted to kind of make sure my fields are exactly the way I want, we'll just go back to that one thing there. I can put this into my faves. Simply hit add, apply, and then I'm done. So if I'm out in the field and I wanted to quickly get to a certain group of fields, I'm 2 taps and I'm off the races, right? Is that going to save you guys time? A ton. Right? Matt's got my address for Christmas cards. So I will get you guys will get that. Anyway, so I want to point that out to you guys. These are functionalities, and I'm not spinning it in Paragon, but you got the same level of functionality in Paragon. And if you save the container and build the container there, guess what? Where do you think it's at? Yep, there you go. Nailed it. Okay, so you're going to stay harmonious between, depending on how you work. Another thing that's really important, if I'm in Paragon, and we're all trying to learn different things, but if I'm in Paragon and I'm loving life and I'm doing everything I want to do, all I have to do is tap on this connect button, just like I have here today, and I can open this up in a new browser. Okay, so I can go back and forth between the two, right? So you're not forced to learn something in the next 24 hours, right? You can go back and forth. Yep, so if I'm in Paragon, all I need to do is tap this connect button. Once you connect, and it's already turned on for you all, you tap that, it'll open up another browser on your desktop, and you now have both at the same time. Or you can log into it on your phone, and you can have your phone sitting here with Paragon Connect and Paragon at the same time. So there's lots of fun ways to be able to manage that, okay? All right. So let's go back over these buttons really quickly. What do the binoculars do? Search. Tap it, look for the field. If I wanted to look for that HOA field that I just added, there it is. Simple. If I wanted to look at all the criteria that I've put in for this search, what would I do? This icon right here. It's like lots of information down to one scenario, but tap that and it shows me all the criteria that I've got set up. Okay. If I wanted to save this search, for those that remember the floppy disk, I can simply hit save. Okay. That's it. Once you save it, you can name it. And we're going to name this Carrie. I can assign a contact. Okay. If you don't have any contacts in Paragon, I'm going to highly try to persuade you, do it. Right? Because there's some things we're going to get into a little bit later that you're really going to be missing out on if you don't have your contacts. Okay. You want these systems to work for you. Okay. And going all over the place. So anyway, let me ask you this quick question. If I wanted to add a contact that's not in my database, like Matt sitting right here in the front row, I just meet Matt out and said, hey, I want to add you to my Paragon system, what would I do? Plus, you guys are nailing this. So I could just put this in, and it's just going to say, I need first name, last name, and an email address. Okay, that's it. Very simple. And then save. If I wanted to do that, I could put in, I'm not going to send you an email, so we won't do that, but I could do it. But we're going to assign this to Rosie. If I would have done the same thing, I'd just add Matt's information in and done. Things I want to point out here. You guys, how many of you are familiar with the Collaboration Center? Couple of you. It's the hottest piece of technology out there right now. Okay. Consumers are crazy about this, right? Because like I know, they've been doing all these searching, all these other different various portals and everything else and playing Stump the Realtor and I found it here and you can't find it there and blah, blah, blah. Well, so what we try to do is we built this collaboration center. We're going to go into that in just a second. But what I really want to point out to you is I put in the search name, it's Rosie Cash, and look at this. We have already invoked the collaboration center for you. You don't have to do anything else. Just hit save or type in some kind of awesome message, whatever it may be. Okay. Happy searching, whatever you want to do. I hit save, off it goes. It's going to build that search. And now Rosie just received that email. Real quick. Okay. Yeah, no problem. And on the questions, if I don't call on you guys, I'm sorry, but I promise you, as we get through this, and then after lunch, then we'll go a little bit slower and do this. But so I don't want to be rude and miss any question. But yes, thank you. All right, so it was it wasn't a full question because I think I answered it as I was speaking, but it was about email. Yep. And so basically, you can repeat the question if you like. Yeah. Yep. And I'll show that, and I will absolutely show that to you. So just kind of go back over what we just did. We just did a basic search. Everybody follow me there really easily. We looked at some properties. We added it to we recommended that property. We kind of manipulated some things. We added some fields, added some containers, and we really did all that, me trying to speak. And we've done all that in probably what, 20 minutes? Without me talking, I could have done all that in less than a minute, right? So that's how easy and quick it is to move throughout the application. Okay, so the never get lost button, that's what this is right here. And we call it a hamburger menu. I don't know if that's a real technical term, but I think it's cute, so I'm gonna use it. So that's our hamburger menu here. If you click on this and go home, it just takes you back home, okay? And you're back to your home screen of Paragon Connect. Same thing on your phone. Since we created that collaboration center, I want to show you a couple of things. I'm going to go into contacts, and I'm kind of jumping around just a second, but I want to show you the follow through. If I go to Rosie, then it's letting me know, if I click on Rosie, I can see all the different things that she's done on the collaboration center. I can go back and see the message history that I've just sent out for Rosie. Let me see when I send this out to my client for the very first time, they're going to get an email that looks like this. Okay. If you do this in Paragon and select it, it will do the same thing. If you do it in Paragon Connect, we're automatically selecting it. Okay. Because we're kind of thinking you're going to be on your phone. So we're trying to make it a little easier. So this would be the email that your client would see. Everybody with me so far? All we did was just send the email. I'm just showing you what it looks like. I haven't done anything special at this point. All right. So when your client receives that email, all they simply do is tap on it. Once they tap on it, it's going to bring them back to a page that looks like this, right? Depending on how you have it set up, it will be primarily look like this. This is where, if you're not using the Collaboration Center, I urge you to start using the Collaboration Center because you're going to invoke a lot of power to your consumers, okay? Things that they're looking for, things that they've been asking for. The reason that they're searching on other portals is because, historically speaking, agents haven't been able to provide them that cohesive collaboration. Through Collaboration Center, I'm going to walk you guys through this. So I've taken off my Paragon Connect hat as an agent, and I'm now viewing this as a consumer. Everybody with me? Give me a thumbs up. We're good? Okay, thumbs up. All right, we're on the consumer side. So from the consumer side, we've done a couple of really cool things here that I want to point out to you. So again, your customer receives this. This orange says, do something. It's letting them know they've got all of these things that they can look at. Their new properties, price change properties, status updates, open houses, first photos, etc. These are all the things that they've committed to, right? They've looked at properties. And you guys have heard of favorite, possible, reject. They can favorite properties, have possible properties. They can, excuse me, reject properties, and then also the recommend properties. So if you wanted to set up collaboration and you don't want to have automatic emails going out to your client, that's fine too. You can just recommend properties, the ones that you want to send them, right? If you wanted to concierge, if you want to do that, you can do that. And those properties show up under the recommended. So it draws it to their attention saying, hey, you've got some recommended properties. The first time your client logs in, or not even logs in, you got it set up where there's no login. The first time they come in, every single page gives them this cool little tutorial. So built-in training for your customers. That's better than Facebook, right? Real quick.
With the location of the property, they see them.
Yep. So when you send them when you send the notification, the system sends them the notification, they access this. Again, I love this because it's a little overlay from your consumer's perspective because it kind of takes you out of the middle. If they ever call and say, hey, I can't remember how to do X, Y, and Z, even though it's super intuitive, you just say, hey, we'll tap that little question mark box and it'll tell you exactly what's happening. Okay, so it keeps you in the know as well. All right, we're going to go through this just a little bit because it's very important to see what your consumers are seeing because guess what? Happy consumer means what? Happy agent, right? You want to make sure that you're giving them what they're looking for. Our goal, we have a massive group of people. They wake up every morning looking at MLS systems and how to build the systems to keep the agent in the center of the transaction. Everything we do is try to keep you guys in the middle of this transaction, right? So that's important for you guys to realize. As we go through this, your consumer now has the ability to look at all the searches that you set up for them or they set up for themselves. Okay, and we'll go into that in a second. They can sort. They can look at it in this thumbnail view. They can go into a Pinterest type view, or they can go into a map type view. The fact that all of these types of apps in the technology world, well, maybe not in the technology world, in my world, I call it stickiness, right? Because I'm trying to keep that consumer stuck to me as long as I possibly can, okay? And so we're giving you all of these pieces of functionality. Every property has the ability to have a favorite, is a little heart, a possible, which is a little question mark, or they could reject a property altogether, okay? All three are equally as important. If they love the property, great, but if they're rejecting half the properties you're sending them, then that's a good sign that maybe we're on a miss and I need to recalculate, okay? This next icon, if you leave out of here and you use the collaboration center, this next icon is a game changer, okay? Because everybody can favorite, possible, reject properties, right? That's a typical basic concept. But what we've done after doing some more research is found out that what really clients are looking to do is they want to be able to take those properties and add them to folders, okay? So now they can take these favorite properties or these rejected properties or whatever they are and start naming them, right? So for example, if I took that property and I wanted to create a folder, I could just say whatever it may be, best view, save. How is that important to me as an agent? Because you have access to that. So my client can say, I'm putting all my properties in best view or best kitchens or whatever it may be. They can set there and they can take my favorite possible rejected properties and put them and further organize them into these folders. Consumers absolutely love that, right? HGTV told us we could look at 3 properties and pick one, right? That's what they say. And so I've always kind of laughed at that because I'm going, man, how many properties did they really, really see? But anyway, you guys get the concept. Your clients also have the ability to compare. So they can tap on 2 different properties and compare those listings side by side. Okay. You see the stickiness? You see where we're going with this? And while they're here, whose glamour shot's being exposed? Yours. Okay, so we're building in these tangible things that your customers are looking for. I saw your hand. Go ahead. Oh, great question. I will touch on that. Okay, so you have the capability of doing that. Your consumers have the capability of doing that. Okay, they also have the ability to run their own property searches. Okay, so if you open it, if you're now your customer, you've done all this great searching for them. They get a small subset of things you guys get to do. You're the professional, but man, wouldn't it be nice for your consumer to just get out there and play around and search for things, right? My daughter actually in Greenville, this is how she found her house, through this portal, okay? A couple other things I want to point out. If I am in this portal and I'm a client and I wanted to save or search for something, I could tap on this little lasso and just finger draw a particular area. That was supposed to be a heart, sorry. All right, and if I wanted to save that, I can simply hit save and name it. Oh, you know what, let's do this, just to be funny. So I've saved that search. Again, giving that consumer the ability to save these searches. You already know the answer. Did you guys have access to that, right? So I'll share that with you in a second. So you have the capability. Again, they can click on any one of these properties. If I were to tap on a property, I can see this property. I can scroll through the photos. If I wanted to see more detail on this property, simply hit the detail view. We've invoked a lot of information for your consumers. This is what they're asking for. Similar to what you guys see in your Connect view, map view, street view, all the different photos. Look at what we've done here, calls to action. Again, keeping you guys in the center here. We've got start an offer. If they put something in this box and hit submit, it texts you immediately. If they put a comment here, whatever, love this home, submit. Notification, I'll show that to you again in a second. Request a showing. We just put these boxes out here that says, hey, do something, right? You're a consumer. We're giving you more opportunities to do something. And by them doing something, it jumps to you. They can scroll through and see all the detail. They can jump to Mortgage Center, their calculator. They can jump into the community reports. These are all public data information. They can look at that. Property information, property history information. If you wanted to invoke valuations, you can do that as well, right? You don't have to turn them on, but you can. It just makes your life that much easier because now you're not running around going to different websites trying to find exactly what they're looking for. It's all located in one location. All right, a couple other things they have the ability to do. If they looked at their searches, here are all the searches that they've created. Okay, very cool. If I go back to my buyer activity, under communication, it will build up all the communication. So all the communication that I'm having on my property or properties is in one location. How cool is that? Right? So now I'm looking at this particular property and it's telling me Rosie says, love this home, but I'm looking at it through Rosie's eyes. I'll show you where it is on the agent's eyes in just a second. The consumers love this. It keeps them intact with everything that's happening. It also provides them with any type of change in status. Right? So if they're looking at all these properties around the lake and they're just looky-looing and sending you information and they're seeing this one going pending, pending, sold, pending. Do you think they're going to move? Right. That's creating a call to action. They're going to do something, right? So you guys are in the business of buying and selling real estate, right? You sell dreams, right? You guys, this is what we want to do. And we want to make it easy for you. I know Triangle MLS, one of their slogans is they want to be the easiest MLS service in the country. We want to follow that same moniker and say we want to be the easiest MLS in the country, right? So you're not alone. We have over 500,000 agents on this system throughout the country, just to let you know. Save folders, being able to access those save folders, recent sales, and any kind of listing activity is back. The question came up in the far back. Oops, sorry, this is live. The question came up in the back, how can your client add their photo? Just by simply tapping on the photo, they can upload their image. You can do it for them or they can do it for themselves. It just makes it nice looking, right? Everybody's kind of people have kind of gotten into that thanks to Facebook and Instagram and everybody else. Everybody wants to put their glamour shot just like this lady here. We've got that in there. It makes it nice. If you do not put a photo, it just puts their initials. So it's up to you. Some people like that, some people don't. Yes. The property search and showing you what? Yes. Yep. In the right-hand corner here. Yep. Okay, so that's a little bit real quick on the consumer side. You also have this contact me page over here that you can set up and add some things to it. If you don't have your photo in Paragon, you need to get that in Paragon as well. Okay. And there's a couple other things I want to point out to you that you need to do. All right. So I wanted to point that out to you so that you have that information. And there it is. We're going to switch out of consumer view. That was enough on the consumer, right? You guys got that? There's a lot there. Oh, sir, go ahead.
This collaboration center, can I add two husband and wife to the same collaboration center?
Yes. 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 And that's a great feature for the folders, right? We'll come back to more questions later. That's a great feature for folders. I could put husbands, wives, kids, uncles, aunts, whatever. I can name them whatever I want, right? And I could be searching and say, hey, you know, honey, I put these folders over here or whatever. So really I need to look at what she likes because that's what I need to like too. So that's how that works. But you have that concept. All right. I'm going to jump off of the consumer side now. So we're going to switch back. Yes.
I see this one was open. No way here to go back before the contacts. You have to go back in the other.
You'd be in Paragon. Well, if you were in Paragon Connect, yeah, this is because now remember, I'm looking at this from a consumer standpoint, right? So it's like you just received an email. I just got to it from Paragon Connect. Yeah, great question. All right, so I'm back in Paragon Connect. I just went there from this email. If we would have gone through and showed you the email in Gmail or whatever, that would have been the exact same experience. I just showed you my view, which brings up an important thing. Anytime your client wants to see something or view something, and I've got their collaboration center set up, I can just one tap, and I'll show it to you in a second. I can tap and see exactly what they're seeing, right? I don't have to be in my system and them in their system. I can see exactly what they're seeing and do exactly what they're doing in that system, okay? All right. Yes.
When I'm on my phone right now, Paragon Connect, how did you get to the collaboration center from there?
Okay. After lunch, I will walk you through that. Yep. So the other thing I wanted to point out to you guys is that you got those numbers. We just went into the message history and talked about that. If I go back, I want to show this to you, and we'll jump into contacts in more detail just in a little bit later. But if I go back to my home screen, immediately I'm seeing that love this home, okay? While we've talked about the collaboration center, I just want to follow this workflow through because let's just pretend I'm at lunch, I get the notification, I see it, I say, oh, Rosie loves this home. Oh, let me see what it is she likes. I can tap on that. I'm saying, oh, wow, okay, she loves this property. I see Rosie's nice, lovely picture here or initials, and then I see the property, okay? What's the one thing you don't see here? Any detail about that property? You're still in the dark, right? So what we do, our engineer said, you know what, just tap the photo. And now I'm seeing all the detail about that property. If I want to go one step further, I could click on my driving directions and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to create my driving directions and off we go. And I'll meet you over there in 30 minutes. This is just going to open my computer driving directions. So you have that capability. If I were to want to go back and just click on Rosie, I can tap on Rosie and go right to her contact page. You see how simple and easy this is to go back and forth? If I wanted to tap on this again and just answer Rosie, let's go see it. If I went back to the collaboration center, guess what's there? Let's go see it. With the property, with what she asked me, with my answer. Okay, so you guys follow me with that? Okay, all right. So that's gonna be how you do that. Because the reason we went right down that path is because one of you, I don't know who it was, said save the search. And so when I saved the search, I just said, oh, we got to go all the way through just to show you how easy that is. Without me talking, I could have done all that in no time, right? Right to the collaboration center, get on the phone 2 seconds later, call my contact and say, hey, did you get that email? Oh, I did. Have a nice time and play, right? So that's a really good feature. All right. So to recap so far, we did a basic search, right? You guys remember that? What do? If I clicked on the hamburger menu to get to that search, what would I do? Go to properties and then select what I wanted to search on. Okay. Everybody with me there? All right. There are a couple other searches that we're going to go over. Again, we're going to go into more detail and then we'll reach back to the contacts here in a minute and show you how to get to the Collab Center you asked for. There's a couple other different search mechanisms built in here. One is a power search, okay? This is built for me to start typing in an address. I have a client that says, hey, I'm in front of blah, blah, blah address. Can you tell me a little bit about that property? Well, without Paragon Connect and you're out in the field, you're on your boat and you're trying to say, oh gosh, okay, well, text me or send me something and I'll call you next week or whatever. If you're on Paragon Connect within your mobile device, I can do all that in 2 seconds. So 1417, I don't know if this may be somebody's property. If it is, good for you. And I just start typing in a little bit of information. The more information I type, the tighter my results come. It's not meant to be a mega search. That's not its design. Its design is to be a power search to get you the information you're looking for very, very quickly in a specific area, a name, a MLS number, a phone number, a member, a contact, any of those types of things. So you can see, I started typing in 1417 Abbotsford Way. It brought that up very quickly. I can then click on this or tap on this if I'm on my phone, and now I'm looking at the property. Okay, super simple. Yep, let's start over. This icon to the top right-hand corner, the second icon, it looks like a little magnifying glass with a lightning bolt in it. Power search. If I started typing in the word Terry, whoop, I can spell my name. You see what it does? I am finding safe searches, listings that have the word Terry or starts with Terry, anything. So I can pipe in a little bit of information. It's going to start giving me a bunch of stuff. But if I started going in a little bit further and started typing in specifics, then I'm getting right to what I need to get to. Everybody with me there? Nope. Because if you saw earlier, if I were to put in 1417 whatever, so I can start seeing it was closed, it was expired. I start bringing back everything that I'm looking for. Okay, pretty cool. So you can see, oh, what did it sell for last time? Click, you can see it, or whatever. I'm sorry, click on expire. But you get the idea. So that's pretty cool. So that's the second way. So we've done criteria-based search, super easy. We've also done a power search. You guys think that's pretty easy? Yeah, super easy. All right, the next type search, what's the other kind of search that you guys do a lot of? Location, who said that? Awesome. Okay, so GPS-based location searching. The first icon on the screen is your GPS-based location search. If I tap that, it's going to say, hey, where are you? And it's going to plot me on the map. And when it plots me on the map, it's going to come back with any kind of listings that may be around. And in this particular scenario, I've got 2, okay? Or 4 now. And you can see, I don't know, did you guys see that? If I move the map, it automatically loads those properties. So if I move the map even further, it's going to bring back any more properties that may be associated. If I remove the map, it moves it off my result sets that quickly. Nope. Okay, so let's go back. I'll show you. So what this is if I go back, okay, just one more time. If I go back, I'm on my phone, on my tablet, on my computer, wherever I am. I'm sitting at the local church, and I want to click on this GPS-based location search. Someone asked me, hey, what properties are available around me right now? So my near me search. I tap that. It says, here's where your location is, and there are the 2 active properties. If you have done this and you try to follow along and you're showing lots of listings, possible of all those different listings, I'm going to show you how to change that, okay? Remember, MLS does everything really, really good, but they just kind of open it up to the 80-20. I prefer my map to sit active only. You guys want to go, let me show you how to do that? Okay. So if I go back, and the way the mapping is set up, because it doesn't know what you're looking for. And so the general rule is it's going to set that up in a multi-class search. Okay, so it's basically saying, I have no idea what you're looking for, but I want to give you everything. So if you're with me, and if you can't keep up with today, I'll do it after lunch. You'll go into your multi-class search, and it'll be blank. You want to add active, coming soon, or whatever statuses you want to appear. Okay. You're going to hit your 3 icons and update that template. So now wherever I go on my GPS-based location searches, it'll only show me those statuses, right? It's very, very easy. And we can do it. I mean, after lunch, I could do all you guys in lunch in 2 seconds, right? It's very simple to show you how to do it. If you ever wanted to change that, that's just where you can come in and change it, all right? And that's for everything. Everybody with me on that? Pretty simple. That gives you, that's just a shortcut, if you will, to only seeing active properties, okay? It makes it so much nicer for me, especially if I'm on a phone. It's awesome that it shows me everything, but I really just want to see active properties, me personally. You may want it to be different, but you can do that. So that was a little trick. All right, so let's go back to the map. That's just the multi-class search, not residential or commercial or anything, just the multi-class search. And you can do that same exact scenario and update every single template to what you want it to be. So every time you go back to that template, it's exactly what you want it to be. So you can do that in each template if you choose to.
Default setting on those active and under.
I'm not sure what the default set. Triangle sets up the default settings. I remember what I told you. They do an awesome job, but it's kind of the 80-20 rule. So whatever 80%, 20% type thing scenario is, I'm just showing you how to change it. I don't know what the exact scenario there is for that. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. All right, so let's take this off. I'm going to put back in my status active, and maybe we want to do a list price of 300,000 to 600,000. I don't know, apply that. I got one result. Okay, so it's not, there you go. Anyway, so we'll play around with that. So I've got one result here, but I want to show you a couple of things. I'm just zooming in on the map. So this is going to be, for some of you, how many of you guys use maps to do searches? Some of you, okay. So for those that don't use maps, I don't want you to get confused. I don't want you to think, oh my God, I got to do this. You don't have to do any of this, right? I'm just showing you the power. And the reason it's powerful is because you got the same thing in your hands. There's been so many agents say, God, I wish I could draw a map on my hand with my phone. You can do that. I wish I could find floodplain on my phone. You can do that. All of that's in play. I just want to show it to you like this. A couple other really cool things. I've only got the one result, so I could tap on that and show you the same spreadsheet we've always seen. But if I zoom down, you see how the parcel lines start to come to play? If I tap on that parcel line, look what happens. This is going to be really important. How many of you guys have taken out a client, showed them a property, and they say, wow, that's a great property. I really wish that one across the street was for sale. I like that one better. And you're like, oh, well, I don't really know much about that. Paragon Connect allows you to do what? Get some information. So just by tapping on that parcel, I now get, it invokes this little smart bar up here. This icon looks like the paper. Like we showed you earlier, the paper gives me a different view. If I tap on that, it now is going to bring back some information on that property. If there's a street view, it'll bring back the street view. And then I want to call your attention to this information right here. Very quickly, for you agents out there that are trying to do prospecting, I can look at that property. If I just looked at that property, I can scroll down and just get some information. Basically, a propensity to sell score. Based on the algorithms we run, it looks like they're falling in a medium category. Doesn't mean that they're going to sell it or not sell it. I can see the estimated equity. I can see estimated loan to value. All I'm telling you is, if I'm going to send a postcard or knock on a door, probably knock on that door versus maybe the next door, next door. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? How that information you're gathering? I know you got your hand up. Go ahead. Yes. 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 So once you tap in on a parcel, it will give you, or zoom down far enough, if you zoom in a little bit on that parcel, it will give you the lot dimensions there as well. If I scroll down and I'm looking at this particular parcel, you also have valuations, right? People go, oh my God, you got the valuations there. You're darn right I do. You know why? Because your client's doing what? As fast as they possibly can, right? They're trying to get to something as fast as they can. Remember, their whole job is stump the realtor, right? And so now what I've given you is at your fingertips, the ability to see that property, estimated loan to value. I've even invoked the AVMs just to give you a quick snapshot of exactly what your client's going to look at, but giving you even more detail on every parcel throughout the territory. They're different. If you look at one of the AVMs, if you saw it, I even put in one of the most, the Zestimate, right? So I'm saying this is an easy value. This is more of a bank level. The RVM is more of a realtor.com type AVM. And then we even put in the AVM from Zillow. Why do we do that? Right. And if I didn't do that, what do you got to do? Copy, paste, go out there, come back, do whatever you're trying to do, right? So you want to just give you some quick information as to what's going on, right? And it's not because you're going to use it. All you're wanting to do is just catch an eye so you can make informed decisions, right? This is something that you would have access to. Now, another really great feature, two more great features actually. If you guys remember, if you guys get this on this, I'll be really impressed. What does this little icon allow me to do? Who said that? Wow, good. If I had a lot of money, I'd give it to you, but I don't. So anyway, that was a good thing you answered that. So yes, the third party. So even though it's not an MLS, if I tap on that, I now will open up my comparable property report. Or if I'm on my computer and I just want to tap on that, I would then open up my CRS property report and get all of this data right there at my fingertips, right from a parcel that's not even in the MLS when I'm on my phone. Okay. And then there's so much more here. There's got to be a whole separate class on CRS because I can go from here to prospecting and email and generate labels all within 3 taps, right? So yes.
So on my map, I have blue, yellow.
Yep. We'll get to that. Yep. That's what I showed earlier, and I'll get you set up on that. Those are all like those are your different statuses. And so we can take those off if you don't want those. And like I was showing you earlier. Okay. And we'll get to that. Don't want to dismiss it. Remember I said earlier, I'll get it afterwards. Okay. So another really cool feature here is if I see this property, I may want to watch this property. Okay. So by clicking on the little eyeball right here, that now associates that property to me. Doesn't mean I'm listing that property. It just says if anything happens in the public record realm, name change, AVM change, mortgage change, God forbid it goes into foreclosure, I get notified, right? So it's just keeping me informed on properties that aren't in my sphere that I don't have listed so that you can do a better job and more informed job with some of your clients, okay? So that's a great feature, and all we did is just tap on the darn parcel, okay? Everybody with me there? Real quick. Oh yeah, all videos, all that stuff. Yes, yeah. And I'll show you that too. Okay, so a couple other things I want to point out to you guys. If I am in a map, I did the GPS location-based search, and I'm at the local market or whatever you may be, but you're wanting to find in a different location. What do you think this does? Search. If I tap on that, I can type in an address, I can type in a points of interest, I can type in anything. So for example, let's just type in that same address we were playing around with, 1417. Was that it? Boom. And then I can do all this cool stuff, right? So I'm able to go there. If I want to type in, I always get worried if I say the wrong college, so I'm not going to say any college. But so if you typed in a university, and I want to know what's going on around that very quickly. Again, all of these are in play. To the bottom, or I'm sorry, let's go in this order. Underneath the search are these two little icons crossed over. One's a pen, one's a pencil. If you tap that, here comes all of your drawing tools. Okay. If I want to do a freehand draw, I could do a finger draw. Awesome on your finger on your phone. Okay. If I wanted to draw additional shapes, say I want to do a polygon for whatever reason, you want to do this, I can draw multiple shapes, even on your phone. Okay. If you wanted to do something further with those shapes, in the bottom left-hand corner is your capability of doing something additional with those shapes. For example, if I drew that shape and I needed to exclude it for a reason, I can exclude it. After you do an action, what do you need to do? Apply. Once I apply it, boom, I've excluded a certain area, okay? And you guys will get all different reasons why you want to do that. If I wanted to go into a shape and I wanted to edit that shape simply by tapping on the pencil, if you guys can see on your screen, it's now giving me all of these little data points that I can click on and drag out if I needed to update or move my drawing. If I edited that shape, what's the next thing I need to do? Apply. And now I've edited that shape. If I want to get rid of my shapes, then it's simply delete the shapes and apply. Pretty simple. Okay. The next thing I want to point out to you guys also is in the bottom left-hand corner. And so if you see this little button right here and it just says off, people go, oh, why can't I do something? You can. This is just, remember, this only goes live when you put a shape in. If there's nothing there, that just basically means you don't have any shapes. It says off. The next icon over is your map layers. If I were to click on a floodplain, for example, it's going to give me a floodplain, right? If I had to zoom in or zoom out, depending on what I'm trying to do with that floodplain or if there's something around. But you can start to see the floodplains build. Okay? Yes. She said something about it goes to her home office versus where she's located. So I'll have to see how your settings are set. It should take you to your destination, not your home office. Okay, I'll look at that at lunchtime. That's her computer setting? Yeah, that's what I think too. That's probably a setting internally. Your location. Yeah. But we'll get it. You can change that. It's a location-based setting in your computer. And same with your phone too. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys, you have all of those filters built in. One other thing I want to show you is there's this little button here, this tax button. If I were to zoom down, whoop, let me zoom down on this. I zoom down deep enough and I can flip on this tax button. It will start to build AVMs based on the criteria I'd set up. You see that? So instead of me clicking on different parcels, it's just going to give me, hey, based on the information I have, these aren't listings. These are coming out of public record saying, hey, based on the number you have set in there, this is what's falling in play. And I can just click on any of those and get the same information that I just showed you. Just an easier way. Okay. So just an easier way of doing that. If this is something you like, yep, that's the tax value on that. I can take it to a spreadsheet. If I wanted to play around with that, I could take it directly to a spreadsheet, tap on the export, and I can export this out into another file and manipulate it, change it, send it to a email, whatever you want to do, right? You can send print labels, whatever it is you wanted to do from something like that. Back when I was over here. Oh, sorry, I went too far back. I'll show you. There's a spreadsheet. When you click on the view or you wanted to export that out, there's a button in the top right that will take you there. Okay, so real quickly, just to recap where we at on time. 11:10, okay. About 25 more minutes, 20 more minutes, and they're going to serve lunch, and then we'll keep going, okay? All right, so recap. We did the basic search. You guys nailed that. We did the power search. You guys nailed that. The GPS-based search, and most of you didn't even do mapping, I think you pretty much understand how to do that, right? It's pretty basic stuff. We zoomed in and found a property that wasn't in the MLS and watched that property. Okay, so now we've actually went down, seen the tax records. We opened up a tax report. We've reviewed the consumer portal, right? You guys remember all the things that we've done so far, right? So that's a lot of information. Okay, so the next thing I want to jump into a little bit more detail before lunch is on contacts. If I click into contacts, there's two different ways I can get there. Under contacts, this gives me all of my contacts. Okay. If I'm on the home screen, and this is really important, if you're on the home screen, you see a list of contacts here. Anybody have any idea what those contacts right there or mean? Close, very close. Everybody, all parts of that are accurate. So what we've done is, if I were to ask the group, who's your most active buyer and what are they doing? I need to know right now, right? No, in your world, right now, today, right? If you had a buyer, right? Now don't answer that, I'm being facetious. But I'm just saying, if you were to ask me, and I'm in your market, I open my phone, tap it, and you guys guessed it right quick, Rosie is my most active buyer, right? She has actually visited the collaboration center we set up 6 times in the last 30 days. In the last 7 days, she's made all of these things happen. Okay. So without me even guessing, again, what's our goal? Keep you guys in the center of the transaction, right? Take the guesswork out of what you guys do best, and that's buy and sell real estate. So we have taken that guesswork out, and this is not put in alphabetical order. This is put in order of which your most active buyer is. If you want to search for them, I'll show you that differently. But that's why this is built the way it is. And you can see, in some, I've got the photos, and some it's just my initials. These little bubbles, if you will, Skittles, if you will, whatever you like to call them, they all go to this legend right here. So part of what you were asking earlier, this legend. So I can see she has 2 favorites, 1 possible, 2 rejected. She's made 2 comments and she's done 4 searches. It's pretty important, right? And I got all that with really no effort, 0 effort. If you wanted to go into those properties, Rosie were to call and say, hey, Terry, I just favorited a couple of properties. Can you tell me what they look like? Tap. Sure. These 2, oh, those are great properties. Let me see if I can schedule a showing. Let me see if I can just tap on these 2 properties and go over here to my more third-party integrations and schedule that showing. Okay? Everybody with me on that? So I just want to show you how easy it is to do that. So that's 2 different ways of getting to your contacts. Remember, we did the home screen, access to contacts. Now we're into all of my contacts. Because some of your contacts don't have searches. They're just contacts. They're just sitting in there. And you want to find them here. What does this button do here? Search. I can just type in a name. I'm looking for Rosie. Boom, there's Rosie. These little icons mean if Rosie has a phone number in, I can call her, or an email address. You will also see, let me take this off. You will also see this 3rd icon. The 3rd icon indicates I have a collaboration center set up. Someone asked earlier, how do you get to the collaboration center from your contacts? This is it. So I can see here that Annette, she does not have a collaboration center set up. So she's just a contact in my database. I really haven't done anything with her. These, I've got collaboration center set up. So if I wanted to go and see Rosie's collaboration center, I just can tap on that world. If I'm in Rosie's contact information, the same icon, what if I click that? What would happen? You go to their collaboration center, exactly right. Okay, simple. Here under that, you can delete or edit your contact. If I scroll down, we've set up searches, and you want to see the searches that you set up for Rosie. Simple tap. Here are all the searches that I've set up. Gives you lots of information. I can see the searches that have been set up for Rosie. Does anything jump out at anybody on what we're seeing here? Take a look at the pictures. Okay, so yeah, I started hearing it. I saved the search for Carrie. That's my picture. Rosie has done all these searches. So I know exactly the searches that Rosie's doing. Remember how I told we did those searches earlier? So now I can see exactly what Rosie's searching and how she's categorizing some of those searches, right? Just wanted to show you guys that. You also can come in and edit her searches, right? If you can set up the notification options, you can delete that search or anything of that nature. If Rosie were to call me and say, hey, can you change a certain search? And I've got a lot of things here. I want you to change my email options, or I really like to see, I don't have open house turned on, but can you send me everything that's got an open house? All I have to do is just one tap. Okay, super easy. If I wanted to come in and change my notification timeframes, Rosie called and said, hey, can you send me things on more of a specific time versus immediate? 2 taps, I'm into daily, and I can come in and say, sure, when would you like to see that? Right? You want to see it at 12 o'clock? Okay. And I want to see it on a weekly basis or a daily basis. I can do whatever I want. If I want to see a weekly basis, I want to see it on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. No, you're doing that for Rosie. Yeah, you're doing that for Rosie. Okay, so right now I'm in Paragon Connect only. And you can also do the same thing for yourself. So if you have a client that you want to make sure that you're getting updates, if you've got the system set to go update on an automatic basis, and you yourself want to set up your specifics, you can do that right here as well. No, it encourages it. It encourages it. So now you're able to kind of quickly get to showing time. And yeah. So that's it. Here's another great feature. How many times, I know we're getting a little bit restless, but just bear with me for a few more minutes. If you're out there and you set up a client and you sent them the email, I don't know how many times this happened to you, but it's happened to me. And I say, oh, I didn't get the email. And you say, oh gosh, what did I do? I got to go find it. I got to go research, do whatever I got to do. Here, I can just open up Rosie, go to the search she says she didn't get, and simply hit resend the invitation. 2 taps. Off I'm going. While I'm on the phone with her, I can just resend that invitation. Delete the search, or I can come in and edit the search. Now, here's another feature. You guys are gonna, I know you're gonna nail this. If Rosie says, I'm saying Carrie, if Rosie says, I like all the searches you've done for me, can you add a search? But I'm in Rosie's contact information. What do I need to do? Plus, residential, select, and now I'm getting ready to save another search for Rosie. Super easy, right? So see how we're kind of moving things around. Okay, so I wanted to point that out to you. Last thing on searches that I want to show you really quick, and then I think, is lunch? Lynn?
Yeah, I was double checking. It is.
Okay, good. Okay, last thing I want to show you really quickly is under your saved searches, if you clicked on or tapped on your saved searches, these will be all your saved searches. If they're from Paragon, they're here. You don't have to recreate them. If you've got collaboration centers going up, emails going up, nothing changes. Your life just continues moving forward. Okay? So that's a great thing. If you're like, you know what, I really want to get into one of these, this search right here, and I want to assign a contact to a search. You may have a search that you just saved for yourself. You would come in, tap the 3 little buttons, and here's where you could come in and assign a contact that you may not have a contact assigned to that was in Paragon. Okay, so super easy there as well. If you want to unassign a contact, if you've, again, did the search in Paragon and you want to come over and edit it here, you can, or you can simply just run it right from here as well. And then off you go, there's the search. Okay. All right. We will take we're about 11:20 now. You guys have been absolutely awesome so far. So let's keep it up. So this is a big group. It's sandwiches. Is it a buffet? What it's sandwiches? Okay, sandwiches. There's lots of kinds of different sandwiches. We're going to go from 11:20. Let's try to get back seated by 12 o'clock. Does that sound like that's going to be plenty of time for everybody? About 40 minutes? And then we'll go about another hour to hour and 15 minutes, and we'll get you out of here. Okay? Awesome. Hey.
Is this the,
No.
but when we,
No. So I got to make an announcement about the app. So you guys are all going to the native app store. It's
But-
not turned on for you all.
but then there's no North Carolina.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
No,
It's not-
no. So, all right. So,
No such area.
South
No,
all right. So,
area.
no. So remember what she said earlier. In order for you guys to get to this, you've got to go to my.trianglemls.com.
You go to
That's
the
the
page.
only way to get to the app. You can't go to the app stores. I'm going to make an announcement about that in a minute. You got to go to my.trianglemls.com. And there you are.
Every time it is.
You got to go through that.
So this is
How
not
to
a.
download it?
Oh.
There's an app, it's not for this area. Okay? That's not an app. I download it.
Oh, there's a
Oh, they're gonna come here.
Yeah. So there's a lot of working. So they have a Tangela AMS system and the hash passwords and all the different things. So I would say hopefully within the next, let's just say few months, then that'll get fixed and we'll be able to flip the app on. And the good news is right now it's a browser app. And it doesn't matter how you use the browser app, but the same information when the app gets flipped on is exact same. So nothing
how do we
changes.
Save it to our phone once you're there.
Okay, I'll do the same thing. So once you go into Paragon Connect, where's your,
I just typed in the my triangle. And it's not coming up.
how do you get to Paragon, get to the MLS offering?
How about this one?
Right here.
My.trianglemls.com.
Yeah, myItalianMLS.com. Where's Paragon? You gotta log in to get Paragon. So the Paragon Essential, this is get to, that's a video library, get to the MLS, like if you want to get to the MLS. Yes,
Right here.
that's yep, click on that and then you'll log in. So for her, yes, you have to log into that.
I have that dark screen.
So see how it comes up like this when you click on the Paragon Connect? There you go.
Paragon.
Tap that.
Do that?
Yep. And then you would want to tap this little button right here at the top.
Uh-huh.
Whoop. Okay, go down and
There's no bookmark.
it should be add to home screen. How'd you access this? Through Google? Are you using the iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's an iPhone, you gotta open it in Safari first. iPhone blocks you. And once you do it, then you can open Google from that point forward. We'll trick
If you
it.
go through your laptop, can it be easier? Like if you hit connect and you send it to your phone or not?
No, it's not. You gotta go through even on the computer, you gotta go to my.trianglemls.com.
So like we
You
can't
gotta go to their dashboard.
use that app.
The app from the App Store, no, and it wouldn't be, it's because it's still got to go through that my.trianglemls.com. Because this is a dashboard. So what this is, a security dashboard that they've built in to help you guys or to help everybody. So if I want to, let's activate trial. Are you on Paragon right now?
Probably,
So I don't even see
but it's the old one without the North Carolina in it.
it doesn't have North Carolina in it?
No, the one that I had the app.
When you go to the App Store, North Carolina.
It don't have North Carolina, yeah, because
Yeah,
it,
doesn't-
the download doesn't work through the AMS system,
So this is web-based.
web-based.
Is this replacing HomeSpot?
When the app comes out, potentially, I mean, it's tied into Paragon, I would.
And
The
it's
thing is,
HomeSpot.
like how many apps do you really need?
Yeah.
right? Like-
So this is going to be, so when this is at this very second, this is going to be a browser app. Everything I did right here, it looks, I got to look and see on I'll get with Matt Nagy. So if I'm here, so that's the demo. This is the browser app,
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
This is the native app, right? And so they both look exactly the same. I mean, if I click on the native app, this is just my demo. Let me just get to you. Whoop. It'll look exactly the same. So from a browser perspective, just because of where you guys are today, browser perspective, but this will be exact same thing you guys will have access to. And you have access to it right now, same thing.
But I can't do any of the mapping, like,
Well, you haven't put any criteria.
oh, I have to put the criteria.
So if you were to put, so if you were to type in, if you were to put in a list price
Okay.
or anything, if you start typing in a list price there,
Is Connect going to replace regular Paragon?
not anytime soon. Yeah, not anytime soon. The good news is, that's how it's good news, great news. The good news is Paragon's not going away. So everything you're doing today, but this is just in addition to, like for those out on the road, the mobile and everything, it's all there. Yeah.
I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where I go from here. I typed in my triangle MLS.
And you logged in?
I'm not sure login where? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Let me get with, so there's a guy like Lynn in the back and Matt Nagy, they're Triangle MLS. I'm just Paragon. So I'm sorry, I can't help you. But let me get you logged in, and then as soon as you get logged in, we'll get it on your phone. I
So it's
promise.
begin trial.
So what's the difference between Paragon, Matrix, and
Okay, so what they,
Flex?
so what they did is you have a unique opportunity here, right? So for the most part, they're having some troubles. Yeah, they're trying to get into the my.trianglemls.com. Okay, so with those three platforms, usually in any market, you have the capability of saying, hey, do I want to pick this, or this, right? In most markets, it's just one, right? For here, it's just been Paragon forever.
Dually licensed
Okay.
in Chicago, it's like
Yes.
MRED, and that they're getting ready to put Paragon.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So they're gonna have Paragon there. So in saying the outskirts, that's a perfect example. You are in Chicago
agent.
and you're kind of gonna come here. So for Triangle, as big as you guys are, you may have an agent outside in another market that's used Matrix before. Well, when they come to Triangle, they're like, gosh, I got to learn a new system. But now they can say, oh, I can just use what I was using. Same with Flex. Say you're a North Carolina group, another MLS in North Carolina, like regional, and they're primarily on the Flex system. And they come over here, they got to do a whole nother system. But if they, now that Triangle's offered all of them, they can say, oh, well, I'm used to this one. I'm just going to use that one. In your world, they don't have Dyna connections. That's what you use at MRED. But you will get Paragon. So you're going to get the benefit of it back in Chicago. So if you're using Paragon here,
That's so like I posted like, what do you guys use? Matrix, Flax? And then somebody was like Flax because like that's where you put in your listings.
that's a really
I
confusing
have no
thing.
idea what that means. So-
Yeah, no, so that's the thing.
And I
It
know-
is true.
I know that.
No,
there-
I'll explain to you.
You have
It
to use
is.
Flex.
So the
Oh,
listing
you have
manager,
Access to that too.
yeah,
We
so
should-
that's,
Okay.
yeah. So if I'm in Paragon Connect, so what they've done is they've tried to say, so there's a listing manager. So what they've done, it was supposed to be white labeled. What that means is it's supposed to just say listing manager, but the confusion is you click it and it says Flex because they built that one component, but it sits separately. And so you've got that, and then it feeds into the MLSs.
So it's like
That's
an
where you had
IP.
that, you find that on Paragon, right?
Yep, under resources,
Oh.
you go to listing
okay.
manager.
So in Flex, there is something on the homepage that will say listing manager.
Yes.
So
okay.
so are you on Flex?
I'm on
and
Flex right now. Well, Paragon, I'm so comfortable with Paragon, right? And I did my whole, and I'm on Flex today. I went to the training. I came here again to learn what I don't know about Paragon.
Yes.
and
Okay.
Make my decision, and I learned a lot.
Oh, there you go.
Paragon Connect. That's new.
Yes, that's new.
So I'm learning all that stuff, and I think I'm leaning back to Paragon.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
yes,
So-
I'm on Flex for now for months.
I've been hearing that a lot this is my 5th day and I've gone around to a lot of agents and they ask me the same thing. It's like, well, I know I'm a Paragon, but I'm just trying to give you the transparency of where you are. The biggest benefits, if you do search, print, email, Flex, you've been doing it, search, print, email, blah, 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 right? There's ways to get to different things. The biggest, I think, component, and you might can speak to this, is everything you've done in Paragon up to this point is still there. If you go to Paragon Connect, it's there. You're not re-aggravate, you're not redoing all the stuff. And so that's a
good to know. Thank you.
big deal.
Reports I think are better in Paragon. They're cleaner. When I run my CMA reports, you have options to run them.
Mhm.
They do also in Flex, but they look so tiny and tight and not just,
Yeah.
not easy to read
Yeah.
for our clients.
Yeah.
So those are the things. So that's what I don't
Can
want
you
to,
do, like integrations with like your, cause like I'm like, okay, the majority of the time, I'm just texting, right?
Mhm.
So like but you're saying the only way that you could communicate with your client on this is on this portal if they're,
no, you can text them. You can text them if you wanted to just text out of them. Heck, even if you're in Paragon and you can text right out of here.
Incorporate this with my CRM. I'm
That's a whole, you're on what?
I'm all new to this. So.
Oh, yeah. So all of those, what we call third-party integration type setups, those are through Triangle. And so they will kind of like the CRS component, the showing time component, all those are different companies that we try to make it easy for any types of integrations.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's the same with anybody that's there, right? So they're trying to give you guys a lot of products.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I just don't want to step. They give you guys a lot of products and things of that nature. So it's hard. I mean, I get people ask me all the time, well, what would you do? And I'm like, I already know what I would do, but that's a different
What
story.
would you do?
Exactly. What would you do, right?
Talk to the Paragon.
No, I know. I find, to me, when we rolled out Paragon Connect, I mean, Paragon, I love it. But when I rolled out Paragon Connect, oh my God, it's a game changer.
Is the
Part of Paragon. Yeah, well, yes, it's mobile, but that's why I wanted to do it on the desktop because you can do both. Because see, I'm doing everything on the desktop.
So why would we then go just on Paragon?
You got them both.
Oh, it's so confusing. There's so
Well,
much.
so like say you got someone, so you've been using
I've been using Paragon. I've been
so you've been using this.
Yeah.
So you've been using they come together. There's one. So you don't have to pick Paragon, you get it. You don't choose.
You get paid for them too.
Right. So that's what, you see, you guys see this little icon right here?
Yeah.
We invoked that. So we said, hey, look, guys, this is all Paragon, but you may have people that want to start using Paragon Connect, or you're getting pushed to Paragon Connect on your phone or something like that. So we just give you easy access to it. It's the same. Remember, I can go back and forth, back and forth between the two if I want to. I could be on my Connect on my phone.
Such as Paragon work with Connect
Yes,
interchangeably.
100%. If I do a search here,
What's the
it's
difference?
there.
Why don't you just?
It's just the format.
Oh.
It's just a format, the way it
Oh,
looks.
okay, got it.
Yeah.
You mean mobile versus-
Paragon
slower because the back end is flat.
No. So that's also a miscommunication, right? Everybody wants to say flex, yeah. Right.
We won't see things as fast in Paragon. So.
So technically,
That was a big sales. pitch.
right, so technically, it's a different jump, right? So you've got a add edit component that goes into 3 different things, right? And so when it goes into 3 different things, there could be, it's just 3 different things. Remember when you guys had Paragon, you input the listing, I was tied right on top of that, right? Well, this is a standalone add edit component that feeds Matrix, Paragon, and Flex, right? So you would go in Flex, it says listing. So there's this still thing. I mean, we're talking
So you.
less time, yeah. It's getting confused. You guys are getting confused now because I think you no matter what platform you use, you got to use that listing manager where you want to stand, which is Flex, and it shouldn't be that. You guys shouldn't even known that, right? It was that's confusing because when you click listing manager, it says Flex. It should have said listing manager, in my opinion, because otherwise people ask me all the time, what, did I just leave Paragon to go to Flex? Am I going to get paid? I don't have to pay for this? No, that's a listing manager, completely standalone. Okay. What we're showing is,
Good as putting a listing in Paragon.
I've heard the same thing, but that's not my call. So my call is this. If you have Paragon today, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer, right? It's just easy. It's there. And then with the adding of Paragon Connect, this is getting you guys way past anything that you have from a desktop, from a mobile perspective. No. If you're on Paragon today, no, you don't do anything.
You just keep doing
I
what you're
have
doing.
my listing set up in Flex, the listing manager.
Yeah.
Active, like, when I go back to that stuff, I can see all that stuff too in my listings, right? Because that's not part of Flex, listing manager.
Yeah. So if I go into,
Now we have-
like, say if I'm in, you're going to get this in Paragon. So if I come into Paragon Connect under sellers, I haven't talked to that yet, but if I go under sellers, all your listings will be here. The only thing you won't be able to do is edit that listing, right? You've got to edit it back in listing manager. Okay. So there's some cool things here. You can assign a contacts. I can run stat reports. I can do all kind of cool stuff. I just can't edit. Paragon Connect on its own, like for a new client, they just goes fully Paragon Connect. You can do full ad edit, everything right here, right on your mobile, a full ad on your phone.
Here's then
Pretty cool.
my listing manager here was my,
This is Flex.
this is Flex, exactly.
Yeah.
All this stuff I'm saying is that because my listings are not an ad listing, I guess change a listing. Not, I don't want it. So here's.
And
my-
yours is different because you have the Flex, the whole Flex thing. If you don't have the Flex thing, it's just going to be the change listing. That would
then
be
when I
confusing
go
as heck.
Well, it is different. So here I'd find my listing here still.
Nope.
That's Paragon. There's my listing. It's active.
That's
still,
that's active listing.
right. And then my pendings will all be here too.
Yep.
So then going back up here, you can go to Paragon.
Go to
Connect.
Paragon Connect, click on your sellers tab. There's your listings.
Can edit it.
And if
can't
you
put
wanted
it
to,
into
and if you wanted to
here.
assign a contact to it, this is what you could do. If you assign a contact to it, check,
With the pretty picture.
Yeah.
yeah, check this out.
Right.
If you want to do assign a contact like I did here, if you assign a contact, then I can now start viewing seller stats. I can send this to my client on a daily or weekly basis if I want to, or at least it just gives me a view. That's just, I love this.
So I can put one of my contacts.
You can put your
and then I
contact to
put
it.
their
And as
face
soon as you
into it.
do, you can add their face to it too. As soon as you do that, then it will then invoke this technology. I'll talk about it here. It'll invoke these little 3 dots and you'll see view seller stats. You won't be able to edit the listing. This is for something else, but you'll be able to view seller stats.
Okay,
There it is.
seller
Click on that.
statistics, and then it
Click on
says-
where?
Click on those 3 dots. Click on your seller stat report.
Okay, seller stat
Boom.
report.
Oh, wow, it's nice.
And you can send that on a daily. You can even click on the competition that's around that property if there's anything going on.
The listing, it will show you how many people have viewed it,
Yeah.
right? But
Mhm.
what, under what category, like Zillow, Realtor?
No, we can't get Zillow or Realtor
Or
data.
is it
This
just-
is all collaboration centers,
That's-
all, and then your ecosystem.
Every single, so if there's like 3 people that viewed it, then it's 3 realtors.
Yep.
Okay.
Or consumers. Because even in her report she
have-
just showed,
So I don't have picture of mine was a test for myself, my face. So I don't have my face is saved here, but you have, this is your client's.
that's my
picture.
client's picture, yeah.
Okay, so when I said the contact, that's where you put the picture.
Yeah. Yep. No, you're fine. And so there, so that's where so if I clicked on this, I even have details down here that says, hey, that's of agents, how many people have recommended this, saved in searches, how many comments have made it, any kind of social media activity. So I have all that. So I even can tell you agents versus buyers. Like I've got this, how many agents, this, how many buyers have saved it in their search.
What's the difference between this and ad? Yeah.
That's odd.
What's
Oh, wait,
AdVex?
look at the name.
E-D,
So this one is-
U-R-E-S.
This is. both
You
of
might
these
not
are
be, no.
Maybe because it-
So like, okay.
Oh, that's interesting, but why though? Why are there not 3 dots on my other 2 listings?
You don't have a contact assigned to it.
Oh, that makes sense.
So if somebody, this listing on Zillow or Realtor.
Come back to Paragon.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm here today to find out what I didn't know.
Good.
So this is
Good.
nice.
Hopefully you guys are learning a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, so what
Yeah.
are we doing after lunch? What are you teaching?
I'm going to go over the sellers type stuff. I'm going to go over easy CMA. So I've got a CMA that you can kind of, basically on your phone. I mean, you can do it literally in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll show that. And then I'll go over some of the resources members and stuff like that. So probably about 45 minutes at the most. And then if we want to, I can go back over step by step. This is a really large group to do that with. So I may or may not want to do that. And it's kind of,
A lot of people weed out though, you'll see when I.
yeah, it'll weed out after lunch. But then if we get a smaller group, then maybe we can see. But what happens is I don't have my location settings set up, and then you're into computer fixing, and then you're like, oh gosh, it's just taking so much time on the class. And then other people that are like you guys that know what they're doing, you're like, I'm out. And then you go. And I'm like, I kind of miss the people that I want to get to. Does that make sense?
I think walking through it, like, I've had a
Your
problem
training
with
is
this,
great,
with this
I'm loving it.
Thank you.
real quick, this collaboration center. So I'm adding the location. I go within, and I've done this 3 times, and every time it erases. So let's see, 3605, Appling Way, submit, and I go into status. I want to know what's all active. I got that, submit. And then when I go to save it, it's ranks away again. It's like it goes, this criteria disappears.
So when you did, so when,
What I do.
so yeah, so when you hit that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's your status piece,
Mm-hmm.
it was already active. So
Mhm.
you invoked it again. So it's saying, hey, he's doing another search.
Okay.
So don't do that. Just once you get your thing, if you
Mhm.
want to save it, just save it.
Just save it that
Yeah,
way.
because what happens if when you hit that, it's saying, oh, he wants another search. And then that search is going to be based on your screen
So
pattern.
maybe I set the criteria up
Yes.
for you for the
Yeah,
location.
yeah.
One other thing with status.
We can get more status that'll change
other-
things up.
One
Okay.
other things is all sold, closed.
Mhm.
It doesn't give a time frame anywhere. Like I don't want stuff that's been closed for
A long
eons.
time.
Paragon does that. So if I hit submit, it's going to give me jillions of listings. I just want what's closed in the past 6 months, once I target my little area. I mean, it's going to give me a ton of stuff. Does it
Right.
do
Let me
that?
see. Under your more button, let's see what they got set there. So you got year built.
Yeah, I didn't see it in.
You didn't see
here.
that? Okay, so that's something they can add, a
Okay.
days back type thing. That would be something we get in touch with the MLS.
Oh,
And they can just add that, yeah, Alan
Okay.
or whatever, and say, hey, can you add this field?
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's helpful to see it.
You bet.
All right, I'm the one that said that it keeps going back to my home when I hit my search, it'll go home instead of where I'm at.
Okay, so this will be. Where's Matt Nagy? I need to go, let's see. You want to go with,
You said something that.
it's your settings called location.
Mhm.
Let me see, I'm trying to think, where would that be? Where would that be? Where would that be? Mm. Okay, I don't know what exactly what it is. So let me,
Maggie person.
Matt Nagy, yeah, he's here.
Oh, Matt.
Matt Nagy, he's a technology, so he knows all these devices. And so what you need to do is he's gonna come in and he's gonna set up your settings. And I feel like, I guess I'm under pressure, so I can't figure it out right.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's a setting in here that does a location-based setting.
Mhm.
So then it will, wherever you are, and you tap a location on any of your websites throughout this application, it will find where you are.
Where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably turned it off.
It's probably turned off, yep.
Shortcut to get into this.
Yeah, so if you're here, since it's a web-based app, you got to go to Triangle MLS. If you tap this, I can add it to home screen. Hit add, here,
Very good.
and you'll still have to go to my.trianglemls.com.
It's not giving me.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not the app.
Okay.
The app is available, but not here in your market. You still got to go. Remember how she said you got to go to my.trianglemls.com, and I'm gonna make another. It's a browser, and I can help you after that. My.trianglemls.
I didn't see any special app I need to download it.
No, you got to go to my.trianglemls.com.
From here?
Yes. No, not from the App
just-
Store, from the
okay.
browser.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
So then
So then you're here.
so thank you.
And that will, yep, there you
The
go.
same thing.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
They don't let you. I'm gonna do quickly.
Thank you so
much.
Yes.
to leave at 12:30. I have a meeting.
Okay.
Is there any possibility that when you start to local talk about how to make a label?
From, that's in the public record piece. I can,
Just tell me quickly. You draw it, any.
yeah, oh man, here. No worries. Let me show you, I'll show you just a quick example.
Yeah,
Okay, so let me just do this.
yeah, they keep pushing me to get the quote with the flex. I don't wanna go. I wanna go stay here. with-
Nobody's
I-
pushing you to
I know.
flex. Don't put flex.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Uh, Don't do a flex. All right, so here it is. I'm gonna do I wanted to draw, I want to do this, but I wanted to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Pressure. All right. I clicked on a property. I'm going to click on my third party pieces. I'm going to go to a CRS property report. Okay. When I get to that property report, oh, it didn't bring that property. It should bring the property. Most times it'll bring the property. Once it brings the property over, I hit prospecting.
Okay.
Okay. Once I hit prospecting, it opens up, there's the property. I can come in and say, for example, it's a different tool because you're going off right off public record information. Well, hold on. Just kind of do this, kind of draw your area, whatever you want to do. Include this area. Okay. These are all the properties there. I can select all, create labels.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
I don't know if you, I mean, pretty easy. I mean, what you do it just a couple times, you'll know it. But you go to CRS property report, then go to prospecting, because that's coming out of your public records.
Another thing, the app thingy, we
Yes.
don't have it yet.
Okay, so the app,
We're gonna
yeah,
have it later. We don't have North Carolina either.
right. So what happens, it's a different thing. So if you get on the here and you want to download it, you hit this little button. If you're on an iPhone, if you click this, you'll be able to add it to your home screen. Okay, and then because you remember what you said earlier, you've got to go through my.trianglemls.com.
And then from there.
And if you go to the App Store, it bypasses that.
Yeah.
And they're like, nope, can't do that.
And then there is no North Carolina anyway.
No, we got it turned off. And there's been people going, I mean, you weren't even supposed to know it was an app out there, but people are already doing it. So, but we'll get it turned on soon. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you bet.
Speaking of that, mine automatically goes from on my phone, from my Paragon icon to the new
Oh, good.
purple screen comes out.
Oh,
So I don't
perfect.
Need to do anything?
Nope. Perfect.
Okay. My question,
That may change though, sir. That may change because if they force it, got back to that mytrianglemls.com, you'll have to log into there first and then go, but it'll still take you there.
okay,
But they may stop that.
this is my old Collab Center.
Yep.
How do I get it to stop when somebody has purchased the property? How do you get it to stop sending out?
So if
I
you're,
never figure it out.
yeah, so if you're, so is there one area you want me to do?
Yeah, you can do Glenn Farah.
So on the contact activity. I want to just inactivate them or,
I've done that and it still
disable.
didn't seem to, oh, okay.
and if I disable that and hit save,
It should do it.
That should do it.
Okay. And when you're talking about setting up Collab Center now on with
Phone?
Connect,
Yeah.
you do it the same way, go in through this and ask
No,
all the
you don't- you-
questions, go through the whole thing, or
You can just,
do it?
and if you're in Connect, it's just boom,
It's right there.
right there. Yeah, we're driving everything that direction just to make it so much easier. Yeah. You can
Great.
still do it here, but but now with Connect, you can be on your phone, boom. So yeah.
She was just one.
Oh,
When I got to this point, all I gotta do is how do you save it to your phone?
yep.
I don't know.
So there's under Droid, add to home screen, add. There's there. So now go to your home screen.
Okay.
I guess it's this one right here. And that should take you right into it.
Okay, all right, so now it's there.
Yep. Now that may change. And the reason it may change is because right now you just bypass the my dot triangle. It may end up going back to where you got to go back to my dot triangle. You just do your quick little login there and then it'll open up.
Well, that's how I got to that point.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't bypass it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Just briefly, my triangle MLS is not working anymore. When I click on it, nothing happens. And so I've had to go to, I have a lot of things. I've gone to the triangle MLS system and it takes me straight to Paragon, but the triangle. See, I have to sign in. It's not getting me my triangle. So let me close out of this. I'm here. And I'm gonna close out of that. And I'm actually gonna close out of that too. I think I'm out of every MLS. So if I go here and go to my bookmark, my triangle MLS, which is my.trianglemls.com, which is what I'm
Exactly
supposed to
go
do,
to.
it's not working.
Okay. So there's a guy, Lynn right here and Matt Nagy.
Okay.
We will get that. They'll get that fixed because it looks like they're having
They're having a
problem with
so
it.
it's
Yeah.
not just me.
No,
Okay.
no. It looks like they're having a problem with it.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Sorry, basic question. When I download
Okay.
is this one?
Nope.
Okay.
It is, but it's not turned on for you guys. Remember you had to go to that my.triangle MLS. So
Okay.
let's go out of this. Go to your browser. Is it
Okay.
iPhone?
Yes. No.
Just go to Safari. Open up Safari
Safari.
and then type in the my.trianglemls.com. It's got to be my dot. You got a dot there.
My dot.
My dot trianglemls.com. MLS.com.
Okay, search. I guess this is one, yes. No, maybe. This one. I'm from there is.
Okay. And then you have to log in, MLS login,
Okay.
and then
and then-
launch your Paragon Connect. Okay, now once you launch that,
He's thinking.
Oh. you're gonna be in. So now you have to log into your
Okay.
thing. Okay, then I'm gonna hit this little button here. I'm gonna add the home screen,
Okay.
hit add. There it is.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes.
What do I search on in the Play Store for Android?
Yeah, so it's there, but it's not invoked because you got to go to my.trianglemls.com. You got to use the browser.
Okay.
Yeah, so use the browser, my.trianglemls.com, and then we'll be able to get to it from there. If you get there, then I'll get it on your phone.
Okay, so like here,
Mhm.
I just put in the city. That's it. That's it. Apply, there's only one. I know that there's not just one.
Well, if I were to look, so if I wanted to see like your filter, you've got active coming soon and Burnsville. Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Because when I go on the MLS, the Paragon, it shows,
There's got to be something different. Active coming soon. Could be the exact same.
exactly.
MLS listing coming soon. Here, hold this a second. I wonder if they have listing visibility type. Let's see. What'd you say it was? Kernsville?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know, I mean, I'm just doing this because one of my clients wants to buy some property. Like, I don't even know.
And I bet they got all the.
Yeah, I
pricing.
didn't even put price.
Yeah, I got one property.
That's not. Okay.
Same one, yeah. Okay, what you got?
So my dot triangle MLS.com.
Mm-hmm.
So click on that one.
Yep.
Says no information available for this page. So should it be the one below it maybe?
It may be at Triangle MLS.
There?
Hit MLS login. Hit launch Paragon Connect. Log in.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So once
But
you
I can
log
do
in-
that at home.
Yeah, once you log in, and then once
Yeah.
you've logged in, there will be, this is a Droid phone.
Yes.
Okay, you'll hit these three dots.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to come, once you get to that thing, you'll be able to
Yeah.
add it to, see, it says add to home
Okay.
screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep, and then it'll be good work.
That's good. Thank you.
Yep.
So I'm trying to do a farm app, but
Mm-mm.
so I'm. But that's.
Yeah,
maybe
that's okay.
it doesn't work.
Hey, everybody go in
I'm gonna
that.
find an error.
No, it's, let's just remove that. Because it's there, but remember, if we got to go through the mytriangle.mls.com. So on Safari, go to the my.trianglemls.com and we'll get it that way. Because right now you got to go through a browser versus the app store. Soon, but it's there. You see it. We don't have North Carolina turned on just yet, but we're kind of still working through a few things with that. Then you just log in.
What should I?
Oh, so it doesn't have you sent. So you got the listing manager. So you tap that one,
Mhm. Okay.
and then I'm gonna take this, and I'm going to add it to your home screen. There it is.
Okay. How about this? So we had already switched from here to here, right? Because that one is too old.
What is this one?
Triangle MLS. So they said, please.
That's a totally different thing. Yeah, that's a home spotter thing, different thing.
Different thing.
Yeah, this is what we've been talking about here. So
Yeah,
that
today we talk about
yeah.
that, but
home spotter's still around. Yeah, but now that's how to get to the Connect from your phone here.
gotcha.
Now, once you may have to log back into it again, but it's got that my.triangle MLS behind it.
Got you. How about the Flex MLS? So what's the relationship between all those portals?
We're competitors.
Yeah, competitors. Oh,
Mhm.
Okay, got you. Thank you so much.
Trying to listen. I'm trying to do the same thing she was doing. Is this what you said to do?
Yes.
In front of him, I should have done that.
You're logging.
I could remember that. So once I go figure.
Yeah,
that
once
out-
you log in, then we'll be able to you tap on that little icon up. It'll probably be at the bottom,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll be able to add it to home screen. You bet.
I downloaded Paragon,
Not the app.
not the app.
Mm-mm. They haven't turned on the app here yet.
Okay.
It will be here soon. Oh, you got this. Oh, no, that's the app. Let's just delete this off. It'll be there soon. This will have it in place now. Right now, it's a browser app.
Okay.
Is this a Droid?
No, it's iOS.
iPhone? Okay, so go in through Safari first. Oh, Safari.
Okay.
And then type in my.trianglemls.com and I'll get you there. Yeah, and then you can, once you get there, once you get to My Triangle and log in, if you tap that button there, you can add it to home screen.
Sorry for taking you a long time.
No worries.
I'm checking LP listing. But third party, this thing, the showing time is not giving options to schedule online. It's giving this message. So it is not capable to pull their information in the triangle MLS.
It should be, yeah, this would be, I'd be talking to Triangle MLS on this. What'd they say?
Last time I called TMLS to make showing over there in the string lake.
Mm,
So few information only pulling in our system, TMLS. When I log into the TMLS, I saw the property description like a bedroom, bathroom. and Then transaction document, nothing showing there. It's a blank. And Triangle MLS has everything, but I cannot see their listing document like a property disclosure and mineral oil disclosure. Then showing time, that is not active. So
I don't know why. I mean,
having trouble.
it should be. I mean, so if you're looking at this property, the showing time, it looks like they're saying, if you click on showing time, it's saying,
Yeah, call them.
call them. So
Call-
they're not
call-
accepting online appointments.
So,
So that's a setting in showing time.
okay,
So you need to call this person because they're not accepting online
online.
appointments. So you have to call her and then she would let you set the appointment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there, when I call and they email me transaction document, I call Triangle MLS, they schedule me to go there. A little bit difficult.
Yeah, I can let you talk to Lynn too. And she might be able, you talk to Lynn? Oh, okay.
She told me call the number.
Then, yeah,
Quick question.
yes, sir.
On, with Paragon, I'm listing, when you put the listing up, now it's flex.
Yes.
So what happened to the ability to, with social media, you could click, you used to be able to click on and it would send it to Facebook to think that's gone.
Yeah,
So, so
I know. I mean, you got to go through Listing Manager. So Listing Manager is
know.
the new add edit portal.
then what happened with the documents? When you hit the documents, it goes up, but they say, if I called in, I said, well, you have to hit refresh in order to see the documents. Why is that?
It shouldn't. So when you upload the documents there, then those documents should, I know, then those documents should come in as well. So you should be able to get those documents. If not, then there's an upload problem
Okay.
from, yeah. So yeah, so that's a little bit of a big change for you guys. I mean, it's hard for me because I'm like, it's like, okay, this is pretty darn awesome, but
It is.
you go to you still have to go to the Listing Manager.
So is there going to be tutorials on different segments like, is there like a 15-20 minute overview of different things that you can do?
That I'm talking about here?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna show it to you here in just a minute.
Okay.
Yep, there's like all these little videos and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep,
Trying to get all this.
it's tough. And there's so many people, it's hard for me to go
I know,
slow,
I know,
but I'm trying.
I know you
Yeah,
are.
I am trying.
You better get something to eat.
Okay, thanks.
So the alerts that we get, when our client likes something, is that an email alert or can you set it where you can get a text
Text,
alert?
not yet. It's going to be so it's more right now, it's just going to be an update. So it should
Okay.
be like an email and then you can access it here. When
Okay.
the app comes in, and if you go to apps, you'll see it, all that's being transferred over. So you eventually here, probably within the next little while, month or so, they will come to you via push notifications.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So
Okay,
that'll be the next thing.
okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
You didn't even have a chance to eat, but
That's okay.
Still have a quick question.
Yes.
Probably you are the best to answer it. We were talking about propensity to list,
Yes.
right? Is there a way to sort or download a CSV file or anything?
Not yet.
So I have to go one by one.
Or right
Every
now,
single
yes,
one.
right now, because they've got it, that it's kind of a limit on, I don't know if it's a spam thing or what, because if I did like a full download and 15,000 people sent 15,000 emails to these people, I know, and we're working on it. So we're trying to figure out where we can do that because there is a way for you to, like, say if I wanted to go into and not click on each one of them, but you got to click on each one of them to get the propensity.
Right.
If you drew a circle around each one, if you drew a big circle around the tax thing, then you can export that out to a CSV and then you can play with that. It's just, so you can do that.
So if I export all of those in
Yes.
the CSV file, would I be able to sort them?
Yeah, you can do whatever. You can put them into an Excel,
So
you
then
can do all
I
that
guess
stuff.
that-
You can
that's
do it.
doable, Cause I didn't know that was doable.
Yes, you can do that. It's just the detail that I was clicking on and showing all that detail. You would just be taking a mass grouping
Sure.
of them.
Which, it's, if, as long as there is a little bit of a workaround.
Yeah,
it
that's
can-
kind of the workaround. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one, up on the top, when you go in the flex, not flex, what's that?
Flex, you can't say flex.
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
Paragon Connect.
Yeah.
So every time, it seems like I have to use the browser back button instead of having up on a corner like a back button.
So on the browser button, yeah. So if you have it, so this will be a browser back button
So
here.
instead of being here,
Insert.
I do whatever.
Yep, in certain instances. So if I'm here, like if I did this and I'm searching around, depending on if you're here, if you're on your phone, then it works a different way. But if you're here, we've done so much research that most people hit this button and
Yeah.
that the application would fail. So we built it so that it would leverage that button as well. And you'll see in certain you'll see in certain things, if I,
To reload the cache.
yes.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we'd watch people and they'd hit that darn button every single time. So we're like, okay, we got to build it so that it works that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. So I
Thank
mean,
you so much.
yeah, you bet. You bet. Thank you. Are you leaving?
I am. I mean, you're gonna just go back and go.
I'm gonna hit
whole
it.
thing,
I'm gonna
I
hit
guess.
easy CMA. I'm gonna hit a couple other things like when you're leaving. So the CMA product right here, play around with that. That's a quick way of being able to generate a CMA.
I'm using this platform, or I've been using the for quite some time, not the Paragon Connect.
Okay.
obviously, but everything else.
Okay. Very
I
good.
guess I just need a little time, and
Yeah, a little time to work on. Okay, no worries. No
but
worries.
that's probably the most valuable thing that you just told.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
And farm the
Guys, give me just a second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get my stuff set back up here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Just 1 second. Why am I in SSO test? Okay, they have got me. Okay, let me do this real quick. Go ahead. What's your question?
I have a quick question. Is the mapping feature not
You
functional?
got, yeah, it is. You got to put in some data. So as soon as I put
Oh,
some data
okay.
in, it'll invoke that.
Okay,
If you want to do just like a near me type search, like say you don't want to put any data in, then that's where you would come over here. If you're on your home, you'd hit that button. And that'll do a
That'll be around
GPS,
me.
it'd be around me, and then you can go from here. But if you want to use the other, if you're on, well, so you got to turn that on. If you want to do your property search and hit residential, you've got to put some criteria. And as soon as
Okay.
you do, so if I put in list prices, for example, say I said 400, whoop, 400,000.
you have 4 million, but that's close enough.
Oh, let's not do that. 400,000 to 400,000. And then whatever, if I go to a different thing, then it'll have that.
I made a map.
Yeah, see that icon clicked on?
Okay,
And then if I tap that, it takes me to my map.
okay.
So
then
you got to
have
put some
do it the
criteria.
same Way I do it on
Yeah,
my laptop.
yep, you got to put some, yeah, same way.
Scroll down and draw something around it.
Yep,
That kind of
it's the same way. Yep,
Okay.
everything works.
I like this idea much better.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Maybe really stupid. I downloaded
no.
the Paragon Connect, so it's the
I
wrong
got-
one.
No, it's not the wrong one. It's just not enabled for you guys yet.
Oh,
So that I got to tell everybody, you guys found this and you weren't supposed to.
okay,
It's there. And
okay.
probably in a couple months, it's going to be turned on for
then
North
when
Carolina.
I-
So go to Safari
Yeah,
and they're pushing everybody through, I'm sorry.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
Go to my.trianglemls.com.
And I could get into it by just doing,
The my.trianglemls.com. Yep.
I was able to get in there.
What is a banana club?
Oh, it's a clip from my daughter's hair. We're
Oh.
trying to figure out how to use it this morning. The best way. Oh gosh, this is quiet. This is really slow. But so it's in there, is it on the top?
Yeah, so when you go to mytrianglemls.com,
Yeah.
then it will be, you log in and then there will be, it should be like it says MLS login. When you click the MLS login, if you're already provisioned in Paragon, it'll open up the purple screen. If you're not provisioned in Paragon, then you got to scroll down and click that Paragon Connect little link.
So it's in this.
It's in the, yeah, we got to get to mytrianglemls.com.
Redirected me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my.trianglemls.com.
I go.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so
Okay,
that,
that's it.
you see how it's redirecting to that dashboard? So that'll take, I don't know how long it takes, but it takes a second.
All right, so should, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
That's the only way.
love when things are slow, huh?
Oh, I know. It's like, oh God.
Only when you.
And used to is like, and used to is be like, okay, that's no big deal. Now it's like, oh my God, that's killing me. So what's happening now is they're taking your credentials and they're passing it to this SSO dashboard, which
Yep.
is new. And then you got to provision yourself through that dashboard.
So it should be.
All right.
Okay,
Yep. So then you got to log in.
which I can do that.
Yeah. And then once you log in, if you've been provisioned with Paragon, it'll come up with a purple screen. You just hit launch Paragon Connect.
Yeah,
One-
oh, okay.
Yeah. And once you do that, this is iPhone.
Yep.
Okay. Once you do that, you click this little icon right here.
Yeah.
You can add it to your home screen.
Okay.
And then going forward, you just tap that. It'll still take you to the dashboard and you got to log in. That's what we're working on with the app because the app doesn't like the dashboard. It wants to just go straight in.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we need you to go through the dashboard. So we're
Thank you.
working on
I thought
that.
I was an idiot.
No, no, you did great.
So I launch here,
Yep.
which I did, and I come to this screen,
Yep.
right?
You're in.
So if I need to put in listings in here,
You got to go here
yes.
and then you
I
got
go
it to your
there.
resources.
Resources.
And under resources, there'll be what they call the listing manager.
Yes, listing, yeah, on the left.
And you got to put that in there. So I don't know what.
So you have that one extra.
Yeah, I don't know. You got that one connect there. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's good when it comes up.
Doing that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but it'll come up and the resources will be listing manager. We're having like problems with this internet like crazy. Did you save it to your desktop?
No, I haven't saved anything to my desktop. I was having issues at home, so I just wanted to listen to you first.
Yes, you want to be able to get to add it to your home screen here, but for whatever reason, it seems like we're having some serious internet slowness. But that's how you would do it. But if you still want to add the listing, you still got to go through the listing manager.
So there's nothing wrong with my brain.
No,
Right.
no. It's
Okay, so
everybody's brain's in the same thing, huh?
Everybody's saying the same.
Yeah, everybody's saying the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, from here, how do I get to?
So from here, you got to log in. Are
No, I don't think I'm logged in.
oh, you're not logged in? So you got to get logged in. Did she tell you how to get logged in on the My MLS?
We just got to log in like you did to Paragon.
Yeah, so there's got to be a
Same
log.
thing.
Oh, here, you hit the MLS login
Oh, okay.
and then we can launch the Paragon Connect and it's going to come back and say, you got to log in. And once you log in, then I can save it to your phone.
Okay.
I just got
Yeah.
two easy questions. One, every time I set somebody up on Collab Center, they're gonna get a video on how to use it and all this.
Yeah.
Automatically,
Yep.
no matter what. And then number two, if they do a message to me, is there a way where it shows up on my phone text? Or do
Or-
I always have to be in the Collab?
Yeah, you got to be in the
Center?
Collab Center next.
See
But when the app comes available to you guys, then there'll be a few things coming up. So we'll come back probably in a few months and say, hey, there's even more new stuff coming.
Yeah,
like
'cause
push
it'd be nice with
notifications
my
and
phone
stuff,
line to
yeah.
Let me know immediately if somebody's sending me a
100%.
text.
And we've got it
instead of
built.
having to go in.
And it won't be a text. If they like favorite or possible or anything like that, it'll come to you through what they call a push notification. So they're like bing, and you'll be able to see it, tap it, and go off it goes. That'll be through the app piece,
Okay.
which is
yeah, 'cause
which
that
you
damn-
see it out there now. You just can't download it because of the
Yeah, because unless you're checking every second, you can miss messages.
Yeah,
Okay,
potentially.
Okay, I was just curious.
I was trying to download the
Yeah, it's not
and it's not.
on the app.
Oh, it's not in the app.
No,
Okay.
that's what we were just talking. Everybody's going trying to get there.
Okay.
You got to go to
Okay.
my.trianglemls.com.
That triangle
And then then once you get there, you'll have to go to the MLS login and log in, and then I'll be able to get it for you. Yep. Why did this change? What's change? Is this show? Okay. Oh. Hello. 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 Testing. 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 Hello. 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 All right. Testing. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a couple of minutes. I just want to try to calm everybody down a little bit. 30 seconds before we get started again. I don't know if this is on. Hello, hello, hello. Is it on? Okay, good, 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 good. 30 seconds, 29, 28. Lynn. No, that's okay. Hey, so listen, great questions. Awesome experience for you guys coming up here. I do want to make sure that you guys know this, and Matt's going to be, am I still being videoed during that whole process? That was weird. That's why I wanted me to stand still. Okay, guys, if I said anything I shouldn't say, I apologize. I don't know what happened there. So if I was videoed the whole time, that's going to be interesting. Anyway, so smile and wave, smile and wave. So I want to bring something up to you guys really, really quickly because I had a lot of these questions. You guys are pretty smart in that you went to the app stores and you tried to download the app. Remember? Okay. And we had a lot of questions about that. But remember in the very beginning for right now, you've got to go to my.trianglemls.com. That's the only way you can get to it.
Triangle.
Okay. Okay. Eliminate mine. Okay. So, Lynn, if that's Lynn, they're saying, because I'm telling people go to my.trianglemls, and we're getting a lot of people saying that that's not working.
I don't know what that's about.
Okay. Okay. It's supposed to be mytriangle.mls.com.
Really, Mike?
It is supposed to be my.trianglemls.com. It is, yeah. And if it's not, I'll be afterwards. I can help you if not. So guys, if the my.trianglemls is not working, then that's something that we'll kind of fix from the MLS side. And to get that, some people said they were getting there through Triangle MLS as well. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So we're going to reach out to support on that on the dashboard, but it's really important for you guys to realize, and especially try to be my eyes and ears out in the marketplace. Please, 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 because you guys discovered it. It was not meant to be discoverable, right? Because we wanted to kind of surprise you guys with that in the near future. But the Paragon Connect app, if you find it in the app stores, please do not download that. You will not even see the state of North Carolina in it. Okay, so please share that with your folks out there. You've got to go through the dashboard. Now, once you go through the dashboard, and I did that for a lot of people, on your Droid devices, the 3 dots, which means more, even in that world, there will be some opportunity for you to download and add that to your home screen. If you're on an iPhone, the little square with the arrow in the bottom of on the bottom of the phone, it will also allow you to add it to your home screen. If you're on an iPhone, this is an iPhone thing, you must first go through Safari to see that come up to add to home screen. Once you've done that, then you can use whatever browser you want to use. Okay, so that's going to be key for you guys when you're out and about. So So that was great. I think what's really is exciting for me is I saw a lot of people coming up here just boom, 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 already learning and doing things on the fly. And I've just been up here speaking for a little while. So how was lunch? Good? Awesome. Awesome. Good.
The issue is with the public wireless.
Oh,
Trying to access it from the public wireless, so that's why many of you are not able to. It's working fine if you use your own. Yes.
okay, got it. So if you didn't hear that, there is a little bit of a snafu with what they call the public wireless, which most people have you jumped on. If you go off the wireless and you're just using your phone data plan, what have you, you'll probably be able to do it. If you go home, you'll be able to do it. So not a big deal there, but it is supposed to be my.trianglemls.com. Yes. I don't know. Okay. Okay, did you guys hear that? So the question was, what was the difference between my.triangle MLS and just triangle MLS? The my.triangle MLS is designed for this dashboard experience. So when you click into the dashboard, you can log in, and there's where you'll start to see all of your products and services that you'll be able to just tap on and then be provisioned. Okay. So that's the biggest difference there. All right. So we got a little time. It was a little longer than I anticipated, but not a big deal. The only thing between me and you guys is I do have a flight. I got to get home. So I do want to make sure that we finish up. Where we left off, there's a couple other pieces of functionality that I want to go through with you. And then if we have time and we're in a good place, we can go back through what we talked about and just you guys can tap and go and things of that nature with me. And we'll try that and see how that works. But I want to point out to a couple of things that I haven't pointed out to you just yet. Okay. And that is just a quick recap. We searched our behinds off, right? We did a lot of different searching. We did power searching. We did GPS-based searching. We added containers. We moved containers. We did the map. We added floodplains. We did a lot of stuff. We added a contact, set up a collaboration center, right? And so all of that, and we try to do it in an educational format so that you guys could learn. And you guys could see very quickly, just in the experiences that you guys told me, how easy it is. But adding to that, so now we've learned that, we're going to add to that, and that is we talked a little bit about these active buyers in the middle. And you guys remember this, correct? So this is telling me Rosie's the most active, and then here are the things that Rosie has done. There's also another tab here called sellers, okay? If you tap on that, all of your properties, let me do this. Hold on a second, sorry. I'm not a real realtor in your market, so I don't have any listings. When you tap on that, it'll look something like this. Well, actually it'll look just like this. Okay, your listings will appear here. Okay, if you see, and what I want to share with you guys, here are your listings. Most of you will probably come across and it'll look like this. It'll say assign a contact. Okay. If you assign a contact, then it'll automatically open up these three little dots. And what do those three little dots mean? More. And so there's more to do. So once you've assigned a contact, then you can click on more, and this is where you'll access your seller stats report. So now I can come in and view my seller stats report on all the different things that's happening, save searches, etc. I can also look at the competition. If I have a contact that has more than one, I can look at that. I can look at the competition on a particular property. I can also come in and set this report to go up out on a daily or weekly basis. This isn't a real live listing, so there it is. So it just gives you an example of what the competition would look like in that area. One of the things that consumers love is the ability to come in. If I hit the three arrows or the three dots, I can set up my notification options. Okay, everybody with me so far? This is really applying to those people who have listings. If you have the listings, it's there. If I go to the notification options, I can set this report to go out on a daily or weekly basis, right? That's pretty darn cool. What I say, I've said this a couple of times, but our goal is to what? sticky, and keep the agents in the middle of the transaction. And one of the things your sellers want to know is what? What's happening, right? And so what we try to do, and this brings data from the whole ecosystem. So what we try to do is, you may have that seller that's like me, and I want to see this report on a daily basis or a weekly basis. You can come in and set that up on a daily or a weekly basis, okay? You can also set it up for you to receive the same report on a daily or weekly basis. It's just another way for you to be able to touch that consumer, okay? So if you have those listings, you can go ahead and get those set up. Even from here, I want to point out a couple of things. Even from here, you have some different areas. If you wanted to select a listing there, you also have the ability to go right to the collaboration center directly from here as well. Okay, so if you're looking at this particular listing, go. One other thing that's come up during the break, you guys have to put your listings in through a single source. Okay, that's a big change for you guys. You can access that single source under resources. It's called Listing Manager, or wherever. I don't think I have access. Oh, I'm sorry, it's over here. Went to the wrong thing. I had two sets up. Under resources, you'll see it says Listing Manager. That even if you're on your phone or whatever, that will be there. It will take you to the Listing Manager. There's no way around that. That's the way you input the listings. You will also edit listings in that Listing Manager. Okay, so nothing changes there. Doesn't matter what system you're on. You're using that Listing Manager. Okay, so that makes it simple. Yeah, Triflex is what it says. Matt, help me out here.
Platform, but we are unable to change the URL at the top, the reference triangle. So it will show Flex somewhere.
Okay, so you're not in Flex. It's not, don't get confused. I know sometimes because you hear the word and you've heard it talk about, it is a white labeled, that's kind of crazy, but it is a single source. It's all of our platforms use that source. It was powered by Flex is the reason you see the word Flex, right? But it doesn't take you to the Flex system. Once you finish doing what you're doing, you're back into Paragon. So I know that's a little bit confusing, but I want to make sure I get you guys understanding that, okay? Any questions or thoughts or processes when it comes to the Listing Manager, that will go back through Triangle MLS. Okay, so again, I just want to point a couple of those things out. We did the sellers, we've done the searches, we've done all that kind of neat stuff. The next thing I want to point out is something you guys do on a regular basis, and that's an easy CMA. Your Paragon CMA is still in place. If you want to produce a big, large CMA, you have that capability. But what I wanted to point out to you guys today is this new CMA, or a CMA that you can do very, very quickly, right? And this is something that is designed to say, hey, I'm going to use the grocery store analogy. I'm at the grocery store. One of you meet me, and I say, "Oh gosh, you're a realtor. Well, I'm thinking about selling my property. What are you thinking? What do you think it would list for?" Right? And then the story goes, most agents go, "Oh, I don't know. Give me your address, phone number. I'll call you back. Whatever." Right? Some of you probably are instantly able to get this information, but in Paragon Connect, with just a few taps, I'm able to get that information. Okay, and we're going to go through that. Okay, so that's kind of the story behind it. If I wanted to build out a large 60, 70 pager, then you can use Paragon to do that. So one of the things I want to set, first thing I want to do is go to settings, and you have this button here called adjustment defaults. I can come in here and manually put in some adjustments and decide to use them or not use them. I can use them if I don't want to, or if I want to, I can. If I don't have to, right? And I'll show you how you can update those in just a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I went too fast. I apologize. Remember the never get lost hamburger menu? Tap that and you'll see where it says Easy CMA. Yep, sorry guys. Click on Easy CMA. And then what I did is, just to show it to you, I went into settings, and then I just wanted to show you where you could set up your adjustment defaults. And then under comparable reports, you've got this cool little button here that it's, you can turn it on or turn it off. And what this does, it keeps the comps alive. So what that means is if I were to set the CMA up, send it to, I'm gonna say Matt again, I send it to Matt and he goes back and looks at it a month later, it's gonna get the most up-to-date comps, okay? Or you can say, you know what, I don't want him to do that. I'm just gonna turn that off. And now it's just gonna become what they call static. So whatever state and time they created that CMA and they click on it again, that's gonna be the same properties, okay? All right, and then of course you've got your introduction that you can put in there. You've got your footer you can put in there. And then obviously we say provide us feedback. As you use this tool and you want to provide feedback, we encourage you to do so. This is how we, as a vendor, learn from you all in the field, what you like, what's going great, what you wish it would have, and that way we can build up new cool functionality for you. Okay, so those are a couple settings there. If I want to build this CMA, what do you think I do? Plus. Hit the plus. Here's where I'm going to type in a subject property. I'm going to type in, whoop. Is it Underbrush Drive? Yes. Okay. I'm going to click in that particular property. It's going to find it on the map. Okay. I can scroll around on the map. If I want to see a satellite view or any of those types of things, I want to play around with it, I could. If I don't want to do that, I don't have to, right? This is just me talking to you. If that's finds the property and I hit continue, if there's a street view available, it's going to show me the street view. It's also going to bring back any of the property characteristics that it can find. You can come in and update those if you will. So it's pulled from either public record or MLS. If it's a single family property, sometimes this will get filled out for you, sometimes not. Just make sure you add the single family. If you needed to update any of this information, you can do so and then hit next. Once you hit next, it's going to automatically run out and find those comps. Okay. And the way it's designed, again, it's that was pretty fast, right? It found 10 comps. The way it's designed, the technology behind this is it's going to, and I don't remember if it's 3 or 5, but it's going to bring back a minimum 3 or 5, I can't remember the exact number, comps. So you're not going to ever have a situation where you don't have a comp. And remember, what's this for? Just a quick, easy, I won't say down and dirty, but easy CMA, right? Just a quick way to be able to access this information. Now, once it brings it back, I can edit that comp order if I chose to. I can just drag and drop them in any location if I choose to. I could manually enter in a comp. The algorithm is great, but you are the professionals. You may say, you know what, I want to add in this particular MLS, or I want this address or whatever I want to add in. You can do so. What's that? Right here, manually enter a comp. So if I manually enter a comp, then I'll return to comp. If I come down and I want to generate new comps, so for example, I've had to rent a CMA, I want to generate new comps, or I want to I want to get this tighter, and I only want from a sold date of a certain time frame, or this, that, or the other. I think it starts 3 months and goes, and the way it's designed, it's this elastic concept. So it's based on a number of listings. So it may go to 2 years if you're in a rural area, and it's got to completely go out to a certain number because it's going to give you a comp. Now you can choose to or not choose to use that depending on something, but it's going to give you at least a starting point. Okay. If I scroll down, this is a really cool feature. Each one of these cards are live. So if I were to click on that and go into it, I go back and see that same report that I've been sharing with you guys. If I were to tap on adjustment notes, here's where I can come in and add additional adjustments if I want to, or even notes on why I chose those adjustments. Okay. You can do that. If I'm on my phone or computer, just like I am today, and I want to remove a comp, I can simply remove a comp, right? Historically speaking, we think, gosh, if we remove a comp, in order to get the comp back, you have to do what? Start over, right? So what we've done, if I scroll down to the bottom, removed comps, I can simply just add it right back, right? You guys like that? I like that too, because I got a fat finger and hit it. But anyway, so I'm able to do that. So I'm quickly able to do that. You can see in this particular, I'm just playing around with it. I had the plus 500, how it comes in here. If that's everything that you like, you said, you know what, I'm happy with that. I'm going to hit generate the CMA. If you're walking up the driveway and want to tap a picture of the property, this little black icon right here allows you to add a photo. So if I tapped on that, it's going to open up my photos. If I'm on my phone, same type concept. Okay. I can add an introduction. It's going to give me a suggested price. You're the professional, right? These are suggestions. Okay. If I want to edit that price, I can edit the price, right? If I want to go with it, just because I need to get something out to my client or my prospect, here's all the information they're going to see, the properties in which you used. It's about a 5 or 6 pager. You can edit comparables, comparable statistics, all that kind of neat stuff. And then you can share it. If I'm on my phone, I could have done all of that in less than 30 seconds and sent you a text right while I'm standing in the grocery store queue, right? Yes.
Is there a way to get around the fact that you have to enter an exact price as well? Like with the cost of the stuff?
It's not right now. It's just, it's set to get that range and a exact price, right? Or a shootout price. So see this, the 497, so that's going to be the suggested price. And then underneath that is the price range. You don't want to show the 497.
See is that price. When you're going in to a listing presentation, if they give them a price to begin with without seeing their phone, they don't see the range. They see
Right.
is there anything amendment?
Maybe. And we'll take, again, that's that feedback I was telling you about. We love to hear that, right? So we will take it. So what we try to do is just say, okay, this is what it's going. What are you guys doing, feeling about it? And that would be awesome feedback. And I'll take that back too and say, hey, is there a way for us to hide this and just provide just a price range? Possibly. Easy to do because we've already got the data. One last question. Yes. Active, pending, everything. Okay, so yeah, I just picked something out. So it'll pull. So if there was an active property or pending property, it would pull it. Yep.
Like it's pulling up for a year. Is there a way to?
No, it's. Yeah, so when I said generate new comps, I could have locked it and said, hey, I don't want it to go. No, I don't want it to go past 3 months or 6 months. And then you at that point are saying, okay, I've only got 2 comps in this area that fall within that range. You can do that. It's going on a number. It's trying to get you back a number. Yep, you can do that. And then once you've generated that, it's off. You can assign a contact to that. You want to make sure you have a contact assigned, and then you can put it into their folder. So that's it. So the concept is the Easy CMA is just that. And one of the other classes, I don't know if it was the class or just prior to that, literally, people were trying to do an Easy CMA and they had a buyer and literally was walking up the driveway and just ran a quick CMA just to see what this thing came back at off a list price, right? That was a pretty cool idea. I haven't thought about that. So that's pretty cool. So you have that capability built right in, and then you've got your all your different CMAs that you can access here. Okay. So I wanted to point that out to you. Very simple. Again, you have the search. If you build a lot of CMAs, you can have that. The Paragon CMA, if you've played around with that, it's massive. There's a lot of things you can do there. You can really build it out. You can have 100 pages if you want. This is not designed to do that. This is designed to be super fast. I'm sitting at the kitchen table or something. I just need something that we can start the conversation with, right? And that's kind of how we design that. Okay, the next thing I want to point out to you guys is under members. Under members, this is where you get your member search or office search. If you were to type in a member, you could find an agent's name, right? That's pretty easy how you can get in touch with someone there. So it's pretty simple. Under resources, that's where we talked about the listing manager. Also, this is where you can go off to Rental Beast. You can go to Showing Time. You can go to different jump off points right under your resources. Under My Content, this is where you'll find your listing carts and your property watches. Remember how we watched that property the last time? So if I tap on this, this is showing me all the properties that I'm watching. So I can instantly get access to those. Pretty cool. And then I can unwatch it, or I can actually jump into the details. If anything changes, there'll be a little red badge updating, letting you know, hey, something's changed on that. You'll get the notification, but then you also get the ability to see it visually here. And then under settings, I want to talk about settings for a little bit. So I want to point you guys to a few things. You can do this in Paragon. I find it to be easier sometimes here. If I go under my profile, under phone settings, you want to make sure you have your texting phone number in there. Okay. So if you want to make sure you have your texting phone number in there, that way, when you're on your phone and you want to generate text, it's coming from your number. So you want to make sure you do that. The next thing I want to make sure you guys are aware of is in your settings, in the collaboration center, under consumer search, you can come in and set your consumer search up different ways, depending on who you are or what your clientele is. For example, you may want to take off and turn off land or commercial or multifamily or commercial improve. You may want to turn those things off, right? Or maybe not. Or you depending on how you want to do that, your client, you can set them up, or you can set your clients up to say, hey, do you want this to happen? Active, sold, pending, those types of things can be turned off as well, depending on what your goal here is. So again, if you have all these turned on and they run a search, it'll give them a lot of properties. And sometimes that could be confusing depending on what they're trying to accomplish. If they're looking just for buyer homes, yes. This is mass. This is global. Yep, this is global. Okay, this is global. So you want to come in and do those types of things. Again, I want to point out one other thing. We talked about this a little bit earlier, and I saw some people's phones. If I go to my GPS-based search, it's pulling it from a multi-class. If you want it to just be active or coming soon, you can come in here. If you want it to be something else, then you have all of these you can put on there. But again, if you don't change this, then you're going to get all those listings. And you may want that. That's totally fine. This is, yeah, settings, yeah. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit about that. So what I wanted to do is, one last thing I want to show you, and then we can do some step throughs. The last thing I want to show you is when you log in, let's go back to home. You just get home and you want to watch some videos or tutorials, because some of you may remember everything I've said, some of you may not. If you want to click on the hamburger menu and you click on this little triangle by Triangle MLS, if you tap that, you'll see a couple of things. If you have the ability to assume identity, it will be invoked. If you do not, it will not be there, but you also have this help button. Okay. If you tap the help, it opens up the Welcome to Paragon Connect and all the videos, right? All the different little videos that you can take a look at that are there. Not some of these are all these different dashboard videos, search videos, miscellaneous, all these different things. We'll even give you release videos here. What does that mean? As we go through and hear feedback and updates, we release new software, new updates to the software on a very rapid basis, right? So our Scrum teams run, I think about every 2 to 3 weeks, we're adding new functionality, okay? So if you like to be up to speed on that type of thing, that's even better than Word or Excel. You can just tap on these and it'll give you a quick little 2-minute video on, hey, we just added this new piece of functionality, okay? So it's really good. So it gives you guys the ability to maximize your experience on Paragon Connect or Paragon when you're using it. You can be able to keep up to date with the new and latest and greatest. All right, one more search we're going to do, and then we can go tap through some things if you guys would like to, is one of the things that people really, really love is the ability to update hot sheets. Everybody know what a hot sheet is conceptually? Okay, in Paragon Connect, if I wanted to tap on a hot sheet, I can come in and set these hot sheets up. If I wanted to set them up for a certain date, days back, a date range, or a last run, I can do that. If I wanted to filter on new, price change, etc., I could do that. I can also come in and set up some criteria. So if I wanted to, I'm only looking for new properties in a particular subdivision, right? I can set my hot sheet up to do that. Once you've gone through that and set all of that information up, then it will be in your saved hot sheets, okay? So for example, if I wanted to go into view my hot sheets, I can go my hot sheet searches, and there they are. Okay, pretty cool. And this gives me one tap access to certain things that I want to set up. Kind of like that market monitor concept, but this is going to be able to, you allow it to narrow it down even better. One of the things I also want to point out, if I'm on my home screen and I see a little red badge, this little red dot, if you guys see that in the top right-hand corner, what do you guys think that means? Something's update. Yep, there's an update. So a quick way to get there is just tap, and now say, oh, there's four new properties, tap, and I'm in those 4 properties. If I want to select these properties, I can select these, do whatever, I can share them, create an email, text, whatever I want to do, I can come out. I might even want to look at the spreadsheet view, if I wanted to look at the spreadsheet view, thumbnail view, etc. Okay. So what we did there is I was under properties. It's a sense of property. Across the top, you'll see where it says hot sheet. You tap on hot sheet, and that will give you the ability to come in and put in the criteria you're looking for. Once you save it and name it, then you'll be able to access those hot sheets right there. Okay. Again, I can access my hot sheets this way. I can go into any part of that particular hot sheet there. Yep. All right. So that's a little bit on the property search. Excuse me? Sure. Yeah. I mean, so if you wanted to save a hot sheet to a contact, you're asking me how to do that. I don't know. I can rename it. I don't know. Let me see it. Let me at the break. Let me check on that. Good question. Good question. Because it's not a save search. It's a hot sheet. So I don't know. I'll have to check on that. I like that idea though. Okay. So you can rename it, edit, or delete it, or you can actually remove the alert if that's something you don't want to do. One other thing, when you do your property searches, and I'm just quickly going through this, I just wanted to show it to you, but we'll go back over this in a minute. I don't know if I showed you guys this. I had a guy ask me earlier about exporting things out of the system. And you can do a lot of exports, but I wanted to show you this one export that's pretty darn cool. And that is if I run a search and get my listings, and I just wanted to get some statistic results or result analytics on that, I can do that. I also can grab and export any of these images out if that's the kind of person I am and put them into any type of report or something of that nature. Anyway, I wanted to show that. He had asked about being able to export some things, and I'm able to export out any of these types of images, right? Which is pretty cool. Or I can just print the whole thing off to a PDF. All right. That is, I know we're probably a little behind time where I wanted to be, but that's okay. The goal after lunch was for us to kind of go back and tap through property searches and things like that and make sure you guys understand that. Big crowd, so we can try it, but I won't be able to answer many questions. I'm just going to slowly go through it. Is that, you guys want to do that? Up to speed on that? Okay. So what we want to do, if I'm logged in, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to ask you a question and you guys try to give me the answer. Okay. So I want to run just a regular power search. What would I do? Second icon. Beautiful. Pick on that and we're going to type in, you can type in whatever you like. I'm just going to, just for speed, I'm going to just type in my name and up comes all the information that may be associated to that. Okay. Good job. All right. The next search I want to do is a GPS type location-based search. How would I do that? First icon, tap, and it's going to find where you are. Make sure, there was a young lady earlier that we needed to make sure you have your location services turned on your devices, right? If you turn that off, then it's not going to know where you are. So make sure your location's turned on. And there we are. There's our property. There it is. One thing that I'm going to, I don't know if I showed you this, but I'm going to quiz you anyway. It just came back. I didn't put any criteria in, but now I need to put the criteria in. What would you think I would do? Tap this filter. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't think that was a trick question. So even though I'm on the map, on my phone or whatever, if I tap that filter, it's going to open up all the filter information that I can come in and search for. And the same principle, if I just want looking for whatever, maybe I'm looking for a price field, I can come in and quickly add my price. Okay. So that's a really easy, and you'll learn this thing very, very quickly. If I wanted to see the criteria that I wanted to use for a particular search, you would do the exact same thing that we're going to do in a second. You'd want to tap on this icon, and that shows you all the search criteria. Okay? Okay. If I wanted to save this search, say we wanted to save this search, what would I do? Little floppy disk, right? So I want to save that search, and then I can change the search name or assign a contact. If I add the name as test, and I want to assign the contact, did my mic go out? Yep. Okay. And I wanted to, I don't know. Is that because I'm talking too loud?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, no. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit louder. If I save that search and then I wanted to assign it to a contact, I would just what? Click assign it to a contact. Any one of my contacts that's visible, I can simply assign it, correct? Yeah. If I wanted to add a brand new contact that's not in my database, what would I do? Plus sign, bingo. And then I could just add in my first, last name and an email address, save it, and off to the races I go. Okay. That's how easy that is to do. Great job, guys. All right. So the next thing I want to do, I want to go back all out of here. If I wanted to, I landed in a GPS-based location and I wanted to find a points of interest. I wanted to search around a different area or a different address. How would I go about doing that? Search. Remember the magnifying glass? If I tap that, I can then tap in an address. So for example, if I want to type in this particular address, it's going to plop me right onto that address, right? Okay. Okay. If we wanted to draw, great question. If we wanted to draw on the map, which icon would we use for that? I got to bring it down a little bit. Sorry, didn't mean to yell at you. That's right, the brush and the pencil. So if I want to draw on the map, I would click on the brush and the pencil, and it's going to open up all the different choices. If I want to do freehand, I can do freehand and just take my finger and do freehand. If we've drawn a shape and we want to edit that shape, what would we do? Bottom left-hand corner, this shows you that what? You've got a shape and the number of shapes you've got drawn. If I tap that, it lets me know that I've drawn a polygon. I have the capability of doing what? Edit, exclude it, or delete it. If we were to click edit, how would we edit that shape? Yep, you see those little dots? Exactly. I can come in and move these around. If I've played around with this and moved it around like this, am I done? Can I just hit X? You have to apply. Great job. Great job. I have to apply that. If I want to add a different shape, I would go back to my shape areas, hit polygon, whatever I wanted to do, and just hypothetically, I'm just drawing just because I can here. See how it says 2? So let me know there's 2 shapes. That's the second shape that I've done. If I want to exclude that or edit that one, I can. If I wanted to exclude, I can do so. Once I've excluded it, apply. Okay, and that's how you would do that. All right, let's go back to this shapes, and I'm going to delete them all off. And I need to apply them. If I wanted to open up the floodplain, or if I wanted to look at some overlays, where would I go? This little stack of papers, right? This little stack of paper icon says, hey, there's a lot more stuff here. And then I can select, maybe I want to turn on my floodplain and close that. And then depending on where you are in the map, you know, your plus or minus on your floodplain, it would start to come up there. Okay. If I want to turn that off, you simply tap the I and you would turn that off. Okay. If you want to see your map in a different view, say you want to see it in a road view or a satellite view, here's where you'd come in. And if you click on satellite, it's going to give you a satellite view. Okay. All right. Next, let me go with this. So that's kind of some of the things you're going to do about the map. If you wanted to turn on your parcels you would zoom down to your parcels. And if I wanted to tap on a parcel, what would I do? Just tap. Yep, just tap. And once I tap, if I wanted to see the parcel boundaries, I can zoom in and I can see the parcel boundaries. If I wanted to see more information about that property, what would we do? Yep, so I could get this little card and I can tap that card and it's going to give me, it's going to bring back some public information, a street view if it's available, and then I'm going to see propensity to sell stuff, all this type of information. If this is something I want to get more detailed with, what would I do? That's right, my triangle. I can go in and I can open up maybe my CRS data property report. This is a great application, guys, that Triangle provides for you all that you really should spend some time in. So if I click on that property report, it's going to open up that property report. Same, you can see it's brought the exact same thing, and now I can dig in. There are things in here that are really detailed, like your FEMA flood zones, all legal descriptions, all kinds of different things. In another class, I can show you exactly how you do prospecting. Boom, there it is. And we can go through a whole thing and create mailing labels. You guys want to see that? Okay, real quick. All right, so real quick, I'm going to go off script. So there's the property that we just came out of Paragon. I'm going to draw a polygon very quickly. Right? And you guys can do all of this. I want to include that. It tells me, whoop, there's all the people. These flags tell you it's in the MLS as an active, so maybe I want to take that one away. You can do so. If not, I just want to hit the button that says create labels. However I want to do my label editor or whatever label thing I have. Heck, I can even say, you know what, start my labels right there. Okay? And then hit create labels. Pretty easy, right? And so that's just a different way. And that's leveraging your tax product integrated through Paragon. Okay, so that was a quick little scenario there. Now, if I wanted to watch this property, what would I do? The eyeball. If I click the eyeball, it says now you're watching that property. If you're on your phone, these little properties, you may start to see these in blue lines. It just lets you know you're watching that property. So it's kind of cool. All right, so that's how you would do that. So very cool. If you wanted to turn on and see all your tax overlays, simply hit the tax button. And if I'm zoomed in enough, all the tax overlays come in. And this is just an AVM, an automated valuation model. It's saying based on public records, this is kind of what we're seeing in those properties. So if you didn't want to click into each one of these, you could do that. Okay. If you wanted to take these to a spreadsheet, I think the gentleman left, you would tap on this spreadsheet, right? I could just tap on that spreadsheet. It's going to build that spreadsheet. And then if I wanted to export them and play around with them, I could come in and export them to a CSV, put it into an Excel. You guys get the trick of whatever you want to do and how you want to manipulate that data. But you have that capability built in. Okay, so that was mapping. You guys did pretty good, really good actually. All right, so now I want to go and do just a basic search. Home screen. Oh, I'm sorry. My hamburger menu or in properties. Down at the bottom, and you'll see this. I don't have to go talk to you. Down at the bottom, you also have, if you want to do residential search, you can just one tap that and it'll open up your residential search screen as well. Okay. If you bring back the search screen and it's over 5,000 listings, then it's going to say, hey, over 5,000 listings. This came up on a couple of questions from some of you folks. If you see the mapping button right here and it's grayed out, that's meant you say, hey, you need to put some kind of criteria in there. So if I started to put the criteria, for example, let's say 400,000 to 450,000, it'll then automatically invoke the icon that allows me to run the mapping. And the mapping does exactly what we just said. So if you get in there and you see it's gray, that means you don't have any criteria. Okay, different than a GPS-based location search. Yes. It's in your settings on your device. It's called location settings, depending on what kind of device you have. If Matt's there or somebody, maybe we can look at your device and try to get your location settings set up. So that's exactly how you would do that. So now that we've put in some criteria, we got 924 results. If I wanted to find a field, how would I find that field? Binoculars. Remember that? So if I tap on that, I'm going to type in city. It brings back a city, and I want to put in, I want to put in Cary. I don't know what I did there. Select it. If I don't need to add anything additional, you can search right from here. You don't have to go back to your screen if you don't want to. I'm just doing it just because we're going to keep playing. So that gives me everything there. If I want to see all the criteria that I've already filled out, what would we do? The next little icon over, remember the 3 icons into one. So it's like you've got a lot of data, you're bringing it down. You tap that, and it now shows you exactly the information that I filled out. Everybody with me? If I wanted to get rid of, if I were to add in another city, and I've got too much information, how would I go take out information? The little X, that's right. Just tap that little X. If you want to get rid of all the information, then it's simple. You could just hit that big X and it would knock it all out. Okay, so very easy there. All right. If I wanted to go ahead and create that search, if I wanted to add more criteria, you simply could hit this. You're back to your criteria. If I wanted to just hit search, obviously I don't even have to ask you guys this, search. Okay, up comes all my listings. If I wanted to see the photos before I go into the details, just to make sure it's somewhat what I'm looking for, what would I click just to see the photos of this property? The 9 dots. Boom. And there's all the photos on that property, just to make sure it's within what I'm trying to look for. Okay. If we were to click into the listing itself, if I were to tap on the little box, up comes, I can share that one listing if I want, or if I want to go into that listing, I can go into that full listing. Okay. And I can select it from here. If you want to go back to the previous listing, you can just tap the previous listing and you can walk through each listing like that. Pretty darn simple. Okay. If we scroll down, here's all this information about this particular property. If I wanted to share this property off, how would I do that? That's the little share button. That's right. And then I can share it off. If you don't get the text, that's probably a naggy question too. I know on the Mac, because my text is built in, it automatically allows me to do that. So if you don't see that, we'll have to look at that. I know if you're on phone or tablet, 100% you text. Again, if I wanted to recommend this property, I looked at it and said, yep, this is exactly what I like. I want to recommend it. What button would I hit? The little thumbs up, right? I want to recommend that, and I want to recommend it to a client, and off it goes. Okay. If I wanted to get to my third-party integration pieces, I wanted to get to my showing time, I want to create that, I could click on my showing time. Okay. Driving directions would be here. And then if you have a report set up to be printed there, you won't see this, edit photos or anything like that, but you will see the ability to report a listing. Okay. And that's pretty much it on looking at that report. If I wanted to change my view and I want to look at this as a spreadsheet view, which icon would we hit? The first paper icon. Click that paper icon, and now I can see a spreadsheet view if I so desire. Okay. We're not going to go on to this, but if you wanted to, and I wanted to customize that spreadsheet, what would we do? Click on this little wheel, right? If I click on the wheel, it's saying, hey, here are all the fields you have associated to it. If I don't see a field, we would want to hit the plus button. And here's where I can come in and search for that particular field and add it. So for example, if I wanted to search for HOA and I don't know what, boom, whatever, I'm going to add that to my thing and save. It'll update my report. And now I've got my HOA information. And I can do that on the fly like that pretty quick. Yes.
I've been trying to like add my phone number on Connect and Paragon Pro, and I cannot.
Get a text. No, so that's what I said earlier. That's what I was just saying. One of the things I've noticed, and I'm gonna go back to engineering and finding this out. If I click on a property, because I'm on a Mac and my text, Mac does this because there's my text button. PCs do not have that, and so this system's recognizing, hey, your computer allows you to text directly out of here. I think a PC thing is something I need to look at. It works. Yeah, no, it works. Yes. No. So no, not on the PC. Not on the PC. So if you don't have the text in your button, then when you go to your phone or anything like that, you won't be able to text. But if in the PC, I don't know. I got to get the engineering. I got to figure that out because I don't know why that is. But in the Mac allows you to text directly out of it. So I don't know why. It's a cool feature. Do what? I know, but they give you some cool things, right? They do give you some cool things. I get it. So that's something that I'll look at. Great feedback. I will figure that out. But I know because I'm on a Mac and I've just recently gone to a Mac, I saw that feature and I was thinking, oh, this is freaking awesome, right? But it's recognizing my text editor in my machine, which means the system is recognizing what devices that I'm actually on, which is kind of cool. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so from a search results scenario, you would want to be able to take these properties, right? If you want to take these properties, and then you should be able to add them to a CMA, okay? And you would just be able to add them directly to a CMA, okay? All right, so that, yep.
All right, so I've been on Paragon forever. Is Paragon, is it all just Paragon Connect now? Like, what are we doing here?
Great question. Great question. You know what? That is probably the best question of the day, because what are we doing here, right? I mean, if we really break it down and we want to figure out what are we doing here, why have you guys been in this room 3 weeks in a row and seen 3 people like me giving you 3 different things, right? Because we're trying to give you guys, and what Triangle did is they said, hey, look, it's a great opportunity for you guys to have a choice, right? If you've ever been through in the data world, if you've ever been through what they call a conversion, it is hard. And it's basically saying, what you did today, I'm taking away, and tomorrow I'm leaving you with a piece of software that you've got to completely learn all over again, right? That's very hard. So you had that choice, and you had the 3 platforms. What we're doing is we're saying from a Paragon perspective, nothing has to change. Everything is exactly as it is today, right? Your learning curve is 0. You don't have to do anything new. What we're adding to that experience is Paragon Connect. So that's what I'm doing here today, is saying you have Paragon. I didn't spend a lot of time on Paragon, right? Because you guys have had it for quite some time. But what I wanted to do is share with you, if you select the Paragon platform, you get everything that I just showed you, with the enhancements of all of your safe searches, all of your contacts, all of that's already in play. All of your collaboration centers, everything's in play, right? So what we're doing here is, great question, is I am educating you on not only just the Paragon platform, but all the new things you can do with the Paragon platform. Yes. You can. And so that's a great question. So her question was, does she go right to Paragon Connect now? And if you desire to go to Paragon Connect versus going to Paragon, 100%. If you desire to go to either or, 100%. If you access it on your mobile, we are going to do everything in our power to force you to go to Connect, or your tablet. So yeah, so you can go to either way. And they actually have two icons. One's a Paragon icon, one's a Paragon Connect icon. If you go into Paragon, let me show you guys this real quick. If you go into Paragon, and you're like, I really wanted to go to Paragon Connect, or I wanted to go do something else. They've also given you this great button, and you just one tap and you're off into Paragon Connect. So you got lots of different ways and how you can work with the software. Yes, sir. There's no plan. No plan. So we're not going to take anything away. Matter of fact, if you look at Triangle MLS, I told you guys that earlier. Their motto is they want to be the simplest, easiest MLS to work with. We want to follow that same motto, and we want to be the simplest, easiest vendor to work with. Hence, we're saying you got everything you need, right? You've got your safe searches, you got your contacts, you got the powerhouse of a Paragon product on the desktop if you want to. When you walk out the door, you've basically got a full another MLS right in your hands. If you desire this look and feel and you want to participate or stay on this look and feel, by all means do so, right? You may get new agents that come into your offices that say, they're young or whatever they want, or they just like this feel. They may not want to go into Paragon like this. They may want to only access Paragon this way. That's why it was very important for us to know that everything is harmonious. Okay. So there you are. That's kind of what we're doing here, or why I'm here giving you guys all this information, is because I want you to make the very best decision possible, right? I want you to pick Paragon. I'm just kidding. Right, but anyway, I want you guys to make the very best decision possible. And that's what we're doing here. And that's what all the other vendors have done up to this point. Yes.
Based on a pre-selected distance from a point. For example, if the buyer says, I work at 111 Realtors Way and I want to be within 30 miles of my work.
That would be under the, I don't know if I can go into it. Let me see if I can try that. Yeah, it would be in this, yeah, that's a map search. Hold on a second. Let me go home. If I went into that, I don't think I have like a pinpoint. If I go into this particular area, I think you may have just brought up a good point where I want to make an update. If I bring into a particular area and I want to go to a points of interest, then I would type in, I don't know, Coca-Cola, whatever. I don't know if there's anything like that. This is whatever. Give me something. Red Hat. Red Hat Amphitheater. Okay. Okay. So I can come in and say, here is, I want to go, I don't know if I can go 30 miles or not, but I can go 10 miles out and plot. Maybe I can zoom it in further and further and further. I mean, 30 is a long way. So I don't know if I zoom out, does it give me any more than that? Yeah. Yeah. So basically what you're saying, or a feedback that I'm hearing would be, that's how I would do it. I put in the points of interest and pick my mileage. You're wanting to go and you're asking if we can add additional mileage to that. Okay, I'll take that under advisement and send it to people. That's just me adding additional mileage. Great feedback. It won't give on, if you do the pen and pencil, it's not giving you like a distance thing, because I'm only working with a certain amount of space. So 30 miles would be triple this, right? So it would be so far off my screen. You wouldn't want to do it with a drawing tool. You'd want to be able to do it with a numerical fee. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's go back. Let's just go back. Let's start all from the very beginning. And I'm going to hit my GPS location-based search. And it don't have to be a location-based search, but that's kind of what we've been calling it. I want to hit on my search, and we typed in Red Hat Amphitheater. And the question was, which I can't quite do, the question was, I want to live within a certain radius of this. And right now we've got it at 10 miles. So if I want to say, hey, I want to live within 3 miles, 4 miles, I can hit that, and then boom, that's all the properties within 3 miles of that amphitheater. Okay, that's how that would work. So I would be able to do that, and then from here I can go to a report. If I want to see them in a thumbnail view or a spreadsheet view, or if I want to just run an analytics on that particular area, I could do that as well. If I wanted to save this search off to a client, then I would do exactly like you guys know, hit my floppy disk, And now I can save the name and assign a contact. Does that make sense? So it sounds like maybe an opportunity for improvement would be expand the radius further out, maybe up to 50 miles or something, potentially. Do what?
Area, the price and all that.
Yeah, it would, yeah. But anyway, if you just want to say, like the question was, I want to go Red Hat and give me everything within 30 miles, that would be that. Yes, it's bringing everything. It didn't have, we didn't put any criteria. That was the question that he wanted me to show you. But yes, you can filter it down and things of that nature. Oh, well, and then that scenario, then you would draw. You would go out to a different points of interest and say, hey, I want to go out in this area. Because it will take, the way radius searches work, and I'm trying to explain to you guys now, it takes from that point. You can't say from this point and then start me 30 miles out and then expand from there, right? That would be a completely different concept. So yeah, so I understand. So anyway, that's how you would do that radius search if you want to be able to get into and again, when we do the research, it seemed like that was the numbers, but it seemed if we want to increase that, that's definitely something we could take under advisement and increase. Yes. Like an NREX thing? Yeah, I don't think the NREX is invoked here. Do you guys have NREX? No, there's no NREX. No. Well, we got the app is, you guys noticed it's there. So there's some little bit of tweaks and things to work on with that. So give us a little while. I mean, in technology worlds, I mean, give us, a couple months or whatever, see if we can get worked out. There's some things and communications things that we've got to get worked out, but it's there, it's built. The great thing about the app is when you do get to that point, everything I just showed you, guess what? Same.
You think that?
Not, I mean, no, but people like to download that. So there's people that want to download it. Great. If you don't download it, great. You're not going to lose anything. Yeah. Keep going as you're going. Okay. All right, guys, listen, I know we're bumping up against y'all's time to get out of here. I think we're around 1 o'clock. We were supposed to wrap up, but I wanted to make sure. Oh, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock? Whoa. All right. Okay. What's that? Exactly. My flight leaves out of here at 5 o'clock. So, hey, did you guys hear this? All the kidding aside, I was watching the news. I didn't know about the 3 o'clock. We've been wrapping up right after lunch in some of the other places. So, and I can be here. And so I'm not rushing you guys. You can stay. But do you guys know this? That this weekend for Raleigh-Durham is there going to be more people through the airport than ever before, like ever before. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah. I don't know, like for the Memorial Weekend. So what's causing that? I don't know, but they said they're expecting over 300,000 people going through the airport. So anyway, today's the day, or this week. Wow. Okay. One more. Calm down, guys. Just one little bit.
I think we all wondered, are we going to learn what Flex MLS is and what the other two options are? And can you do a quick summary of what the other options are? Because we have to go on, but you cannot.
Yeah. I have a little bit of bias in me. So, yep. Hold up.
Okay, so we had all these classes set up for Flex and Major, which is all of those recordings can be found on YouTube, on Raleigh Realtor YouTube site. If you want to kind of sit through, it'd be like a whole day, but on YouTube, and you can do that for Flex and Major. Every system's going to do essentially the same kind of tasks, but it's going to do them in different ways, right? But they're going to be the same kind of functions that they're testing, sort of all of that. So I would recommend that. And there's still a little bit of time to do the trial as well. So when you go to the dashboard, you can start a Flex trial or
Yeah. I mean, you guys can go out and play with any of those. Go ahead.
voice. And it has all the marketing materials from all three vendors, including synopsises, and, we asked them to highlight their differentiating points on their marketing material site. You can go and compare that on the dashboard, render more stuff. It'll, have links to all three marketing pages. They have all the training videos that Jerry put together and stuff as well.
If you select one now, will we be able to change in a year, or then can you change?
Yeah, you can change it anytime. When you change, you'll lose access to the other one. So if you're trying to leave, then you can just hit the second time. So you can have all three. You don't have to go to the one. You get one included in your base at less cost. If you add a second or third, each one is $25.
Okay, so that's kind of, we kind of wrapped up with a lot of stuff. I mean, you only take in so much information, but I'm here. If you guys want to ask me the additional questions, I can absolutely answer those questions. If you want to leave, I guess now's the time to leave. I wanted to make sure you guys did get enough information so that hopefully you get to make a nice informed decision on the direction you want to go. Again, thank you guys so much for your time today.
Our phone accepting where we are.
Yeah, location based. Yeah. Let's see if I pick this up.
No, it never connected.
Yeah, so let me see.
You're gonna ask the question that got bumped off earlier.
Sure, okay. So on yours, it's not finding your location. So where did you put the Paragon Connect on here yet?
Well,
Not yet, okay. Go to let's go to your browser here. And let's go to the my.paragon.com. Here we go. And then go ahead and log into it. While she's logging in.
Hi, I have a question from the client perspective. in
Okay.
the Lab Center.
Okay.
You mentioned that they could select properties to compare side by side, but it's not how to teach them to do it. And it's not intuitive to me how to, if they're looking at 30 properties and they go, oh, I like these 2 or 3, how do they then tag those and put them up to compare them?
So on the collaboration center, let me show you.
Okay.
So if I'm looking at these properties, and I'm like, I want to compare that property, that little icon just lets you know you selected it.
Mhm.
And if I'm going to compare, say, this property,
Okay,
and then it'll automatically.
so it automatically just pulls this
Pull them
up.
up,
Okay,
yeah.
great. There was another question that I picked. In my mind. Oh, well, our saved searches
Yes,
from Paragon,
yes,
will they populate the Paragon Connect?
yes.
Okay,
That's another big difference. I can only say certain things, but yeah, that's a big deal.
it is a big deal.
Yeah, if you go to any other platform, it's not there.
Yeah, and can I save it to myself?
Yes.
Because in Paragon, you can save searches to yourself.
100%.
Okay.
And all those searches would be there. So yeah, all the searches you save for yourself or you save to a client will all be there. If you're in Connect or Paragon, doesn't matter where you go, all those searches will be there. Yep, you bet.
Terry, I have a request that, because there's so many questions, that if everyone could hear the questions, because they may have them as well. So.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Perfect.
So
Let me turn this back on.
Maybe just repeat the question that each person has and then respond to it, to everyone else. too.
Hey, guys, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. So we're going to change it up a little bit. Oh, you can't hear me? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Hello? Hold up. So we're going to do this a little different because again, you got a big group here. We got some good questions. So it came up, if the question comes up here and you're still in line, then I will repeat the question that they're asking me and share it with the group. So if you get the same, before you stand up here, if I get your question answered, then maybe that'll be a good way to handle it. Good? Okay. So the question I had from, yeah, so the question that is still out there that, I'm not sure what happened, is she's trying to get the icon on her phone. And so when she goes to log in on the MLS, on the trials, all those trials would be there. If you want to go in and select Paragon Connect, you select Paragon Connect. If you're on the iPhone, it's a little square with the arrow. If you're on a Droid, depending on the which version, under the 3 dots is the ability to add that to your home screen. Okay, if I add that to the home screen, you'll add it, and then it will give you a icon. So going into it next time, you just tap on your Paragon Connect icon. It'll open it up to that SSO dashboard. You still have to log in, but once you log in, it'll pop open your Paragon Connect. Okay. The other question, and I'm not going to be able to answer this, but maybe Matt can or somebody. If your device is not finding your location, you've got to change location services on the device itself. And they're all different. So just look for the location settings and make sure that's set to on. Okay? All right. So that was that question. We'll have to find an individual there. Okay. Yes. Listen up. Listen up.
Do you know that you guys are going to manage to have all the descriptions for the property? Because, for example, when we are printing certain reports, the descriptions are very long, they are cut up. So why we cannot expand that?
Expand that out. Yeah. I don't know. I have to talk to engineers on that. I don't know. I have to ask. Yeah, it's probably simple. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so they're good. So good feedback. So yes, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll find out. Thank you.
This is really basic, but when I go to my home page,
Yep.
I don't have a block to enter a property address, and I don't have any of the icons like the search.
So if I go home,
I don't,
so across the top, if I wanted to hit that, if I click on this power search button right here, I click on the power search, now I can add an address right there.
okay.
Okay, if I want to do a map-based search, I could tap on the icon right there. It takes me to a map-based search.
Okay.
If I want to do a full search, then you were right where in the location you were in, I can plug in the criteria.
Criteria, I know the criteria, I just couldn't get out get. So where do I go to get out of this to the next part?
So when you want to see the results?
No, that home.
Yep,
okay.
there you are. You
Okay.
just click on this and you go right to your home,
Okay.
and then there will be your icon.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
sorry. that's
No,
really
you're
basic.
perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. General question, okay.
That there will be changes occurring with Paragon in the near future.
Yep.
Is it Paragon Connect? Is that like what they're
Right,
referring to?
yes.
Or is there other?
Well, there's going to be constant updates,
Yeah.
but Paragon Connect is probably the biggest shift.
Okay.
Yes.
So the others will probably be on the smaller side and nothing major.
Nothing major. I mean, so Paragon's going to stay as is. I mean, we're going to keep enhancing it, but we're really trying to focus in on the Paragon Connect piece because everybody's moving to the mobile. And so that we're trying to beat that out. And that's why when they added it to the Paragon dashboard, we're like, ooh, we better start training some people on that because a lot of people don't know it. Right. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is. It's a big deal. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, she wanted to know, I'm sorry. The question was, that she had heard there's going to be a lot more new stuff coming out with Paragon. Was Paragon Connect, was that the direction we were going to talk about? And I indicated that yes, Paragon will continually be enhanced, but as you guys saw today, Paragon Connect is a game changer, her words, and it is a big deal. So we wanted to spend time with you all, sharing with you, because as we even saw in this room, most of you didn't know that Paragon Connect even existed, right? And it's part of that Paragon platform. So there's been a lot of engineers and things of that working on that. And that's why I showed you in the videos how you'll be able to keep yourself up to date on all the new things that we're doing. We roll out updates every 2 to 3 weeks. So there's going to constantly be updates and updates. And if I come back in 30 days, I'll probably show you 4 things that I didn't get to show you today. Yeah, guys, can you guys? Yeah. Yeah, just there's some questions up here. If y'all want to just kind of, if you want to talk maybe in the hallways or something, I think these guys are wanting to ask some questions, but we'll go from there. Yes. I mean, it's you can only do so much. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to talk louder.
Yeah, so, Paragon, Connect, since we can't find it here, right now because of Wi-Fi issues or whatever, will we be able to connect to it
Yes.
from elsewhere?
Yes, 100%. Just go to my.trianglemls.com. And then when you get there, you log in, just like you normally do, your MLS login, you'll see the icon, it'll say Paragon Connect. You click that and you go forward.
That's what I'm not getting. So I'm getting everything else, but I'm not getting that icon, for Paragon Connect.
So the guy in the blue back there, Matt Nagy from Triangle MLS will be able to help you. Yeah, because that's coming through their dashboard. That icon should display.
Okay.
And then there's that the other thing you guys got to do is you're picking these things, there is a tutorial on how to select the platform.
Yeah,
You got to do that.
I found a lot of other stuff, but not
The Connect, it should say, it'll be like a white icon that says Paragon Connect. Just tap that and off you go.
So the other icon, when I was trying to download that app, that icon was different from the one that we're talking about right now for, iPhone. So once you put the state in there.
That's a native app. That's a totally different thing. That's coming. Don't use that. Delete that. Yeah, because that's not turned on for this group just yet. They're waiting to do that in a little bit later. It will happen. Yes, it's already built. You see it. In other markets, it's on. There's some other, because you got so many moving parts, you gotta make sure we turn it on at the right time. Yes, but it will happen. Okay, you're ready here, sorry.
Just in case you're briefly, we want to repeat that, so obviously, purchase because they're already in Paragon, whether or not it makes it, they stayed in Paragon and in the next.
No, I think it'll be like, yeah, but it's true. With that work spread on that, if there, people will be upset.
Yeah, we are. So, the last 5 minutes have been.
Okay.
Seasoned agent, it's been. This has saved my life.
Oh,
That's
good.
this little bit of hours of learning what you have prepared. And I know everybody gets all the negativity and all the complaints. I just want to say this is brilliant and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
This
Thank
is
you so
amazing.
much. Yes.
Thank you.
You
This
bet.
is beautiful. The colors, the
There it is.
visuals, it's all fantastic.
Awesome. Hey, so listen, the guys that are still here, I'm gonna say it's a little bit smaller group, but it was a great question. She gave me a lot of positive feedback on the presentation, which thank you so much for that. But it is important to realize that, and I said this a couple of times, but if you're in Paragon and you have safe searches and you have contacts, those safe searches and contacts are in Paragon Connect. You do not have to do anything. So if you open up your Paragon Connect and you go to My Safe Searches, all of those safe searches are already there. Life continues on as you know it with the Paragon platform. Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
You're doing great.
Thanks. I'm trying.
So when I go to see when you come back, this is just my information, I just wanted to show you. So there was a little add bubble, I added it, and then when I go to save it kids for this, it tells me only one needs to be inputted. And I don't know why it's giving me that.
Contact information. That's you.
That's just what my personal.
Are you already in here? Is this email address
I am not.
under your contact? I wonder. Okay, I'm gonna have to dive into this because this is telling me all of this information, but I wonder if you're in here as the agent, it's not letting you sell yourself as a contact. It should though.
My agent email and my agent phone number is different.
It is? Okay, so it should be saving that.
And then whenever I go to like the members, it also gives me error message. So I'm wondering if it's just my system.
Yeah, so I've got Michelle.
Michelle.
Yeah, that's you yesterday. Oh, I thought there was somebody. Okay, so I want to, can you have a card? Because if this is if this is a setup or a setting with your setup, then we need to fix that.
Okay.
Because it should work perfectly fine.
Because my members is giving me an error. There's a lot of things in here.
Anything that you're trying to add a contact,
giving me
give me-
errors.
okay.
I'll
So
go
that's
back
got to
to
be a
support,
setting.
And
Yes,
then you
please.
just email me or call me.
Yeah, well, it'll be a support person call you.
Okay, cool.
Yep, and they'll walk you right through it. But I'll have your MLS number and all that stuff, and I'll be able to assume your identity.
Perfect. I'll
Yeah.
give it to you. Thank you.
Yes.
I go back to the same search and updated stuff, and I want to find the same thing.
Yeah, so you basically take that data if you had a safe search in there and you were playing around with that. So for example, if I had let's just go to my safe searches, and I wanted to run this particular safe search, then I would be able to come in and say I wanted to use this data. I could come in and select those listings.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you bet.
Appreciate it.
I could come in and select these listings and then add that to a CMA. Yep. All right. Any additional questions? Oh, good. What you got? Yep.
And then if you what looks like listing form and print, the top general remarks.
Okay.
And so you don't get all of the verbiage.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so the question was, the report that she's getting is not basically it's not the desired report, right? There are some other things in there, but basically it's not the desired report. In the Paragon side of things, if you're in the Paragon side of things and you are looking at this, and basically if you wanted to go to the, I guess it's the all fields detail report, under preferences, under your user, report views, let's see, report views, detail, hold on a second, sorry. There is a way, and I'm just trying to find it, that you can, result options. Under your result options, you can set this up how you want this to do. So when you click on that listing, what is that report that you want it to come back to? So here in your Paragon here, it says listing detail results. When you click the listing, you can set that report up to be your default. So it will be that all fields detail report. So that's how you do it. So you go to preferences. Under preferences, you go to user. Oh, I already got it open. Once I'm in user, I want to go to system preferences, go to result options, and go to where you says listing detail results. And then you can select whatever report it is. If I want my all fields detail report, save that. And then going forward, every time you click on that, it would open up that report. Okay. Oh, very good. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. You bet. In Paragon Connect, as you noticed, because it's mobile, every report that I come back to is designed to be this report, right? It's going to give you that same report view every single time because it's built for your mobile device, right? Instead of trying to figure out which report to fix, we've kind of made that determination for you. That makes sense. No, because this is going to be your best experience. Because I know, I mean, because if you're on your phone, you're like, it's like she was talking about, oh, I clicked this report, oh, it doesn't look good, oh, it doesn't, you'd be fumbling around with this, where I know this report's giving you more than you would need, and it looks really good. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. So, all right, good job, guys. Thank you very much for your time again.